everyone. It's 9 o'clock, September the 9th, 2024, and I'll call our second Commissioners Court budget hearing to order. And this hearing is on the proposed 2024-2025 budget for the County of Zapata in accordance with the South Texas Local Government Code Section 111.007. So we had an initial hearing 2 weeks ago, I believe.
On the 20th.
On the 20th, and so this will be the second required public hearing. I'd like to begin with any members of the public wish to address the court on the proposed budget at this time. I don't, if not, we did consider some proposed changes to the proposed budget on the first session, and those are accounted for. We had the district clerk had requested an additional $2,500 for travel and training, and she did reduce, wanted to reduce $500 from her general supplies. The judge for the Peace Precinct 2, Judge Brunier, had requested salaries for clerks from Precinct 1 through 3, an increase to match the salary of the full-time position of Precinct 4, who has a higher salary due to her being transferred with her salary that she had accrued through the many years of service. So that request has been noted. The tax assessor had requested $5,228 in additional equipment maintenance from the proposed budget of $34,125 to $39,353. Emergency management had requested the deputy position in the fire marshal's office of $61,000 to eliminate that position and transfer of $61,100, and then transfer that position to $15,000 for repairs and maintenance in his department, and then add an EMT basic position with benefits, which would be the I think it says that we have an increase of
5,047.
right, 5,000. And then we had constables. They requested travel and training to be increased from the $500 proposed budget to $1,500 each, so an increase of 4,000. We had the Texas Office of Extension, Judge Ulia's request for the travel and training from $3,000 the proposed budget to add an additional $1,500 to $4,500. And then also we needed fuel and lubricants. The proposed budget included $2,000, and he is requesting 36, an increase of $1,600. Of course, our county jail, the sheriff's office requested that positions be increased from 40,000 both each for the county jail and the regional jail to 50,000 each. So that's an increase of 10,000 for and that was approved in Commissioners Court for the physician on call. So up to now, the total increase to the general fund from these proposed changes would add up to $105,345, and that's where we're at right now. Of course, department heads and elected officials, you've got a second chance before the court will vote on these during our regular meeting. But any proposed changes that you wish for the court to consider, anyone? I don't know. Do we have a list, or do we can come as whoever wants to get up first? That's fine. We'll recognize it.
I think we may have a different document. This is what ours looks like.
Yeah, that's something.
And we have a different amount at the bottom as far as the general increase.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Ours shows a total increase of 69,889.
I think there's two different documents here.
There's two.
But we're
We
gonna
don't
go
have
off
that
of
one.
what Nettie distributed.
There should be a separate
So
packet
let's
there.
have in the first hearing.
I put it on your,
Okay.
you should have it on your desktop.
I mean, you pretty much covered everything that's
Well,
listed
what's
here,
the
but
difference then?
it's a significant.
I think the difference is just,
JP.
but the JP had requested, those, that salaries be matched to the highest earning clerk.
But there was an additional JP full-time slot.
Okay, but there was an additional, what?
JP full-time slot.
Okay,
So,
so,
I didn't include the full-time position.
You're not, you didn't include that one, so that's probably where the difference is.
Okay, so I just wanna make sure we have everything
Yeah,
accounted for.
105.3 what, Judge?
So, well, I mean, this is better news. I mean, the increase would only be $69,899, so I'm in agreement. I mean, that's fine. But,
And we're just missing, Judge Bruni's request for that full-time clerk, which is,
okay, so that was included, but she had made that request, so,
yes.
okay. So, Ms. Mendoza, thank you. We are tax assessor collector. Ms. Mendoza, good morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I just wanted to withdraw my request for the 5,300.
5,228?
Yes,
Okay,
we have enough to cover that.
okay, thank
So
you.
that's no longer needed.
No,
Okay, so.
Thank you.
we'll,
Thank
put
you.
No on that one, thank you.
There's a savings there of 5,228.
Morning, Mr. Arriaga, Fire Chief.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I wish I could have said the same as Ms. Mendoza and withdraw some of my items, but unfortunately we can't. The only difference from what we have requested, Judge, is, me and you had a conversation last week as far as that firefighter, that paramedic that became a firefighter.
Okay,
That one just came to light a week ago. It was an increase of 21 cents. I did put it on the Commissioners Court agenda. I just didn't know if I should do it here on the budget hearing or on the Commissioners Court agenda.
so, and that, yes, he got his paramedics license.
No, he is a paramedic. He got his firefighter.
Oh,
All the
firefighter,
necessary
okay.
requirements to be a Texas licensed firefighter.
Okay, very good,
It's
so,
it's a 21-cent increase. I didn't mention that on the previous budget hearing because he just got it.
do we have a total on that?
So the amount, is it correct at the $5,047? Is that still correct? That's what we're showing on our list, or is it more?
No, that's not the same request.
No, this is a new one.
Yeah,
So we need to figure that out, then, if you can, figure the amount and then, come and inform the court.
Okay,
Okay.
in the budget hearing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's time,
I'll-
there's
I'll-
time. Yeah, go figure it out exactly how much that'll increase your budget and we'll add it up.
I'll do that. Thank you,
Okay,
Judge.
all right.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Good morning, Dr. Torres.
Good morning, Judge. I don't know if this is the appropriate place.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You're in the right place. Good to
Okay,
see you,
good
ma'am,
morning.
and thank you for your service to Zapata County. She serves on several boards for us, so I appreciate your service. Thank you.
Glad to serve, and I'm here on behalf of the Museum of History, and we would like to request that the full budget be reappropriated. We saw that there was a decrease of half of our administrative budget, so we would like to see it restored if possible.
Yes, Judge, in the proposed budget, initially, some of those, well, it's all tax money, some of those revenues that we received from the tax abatement from the wind farms, their initial budgets over the past 3 or 4 years have been 50,000, our commitment to the museum. Because of the circumstances regarding the drop in values, I did reduce, like many departments, to 25,000. But I did restore the other nonprofits that we help with, but it was kind of a typo, I didn't include there, so it would be a 25,000.
A little typo, just half of our budget.
Yes.
25,000 increase.
And if possible, if we could be provided some of the HUD funds for our events. So that
Those
we
are
can-
available for any events that become available, that are forthcoming in your schedule. You would like some monies to be set aside specifically for the
Set
museum?
aside because we have some events already planned, and we'll be able to really plan them ahead of time and make sure that we have the funds necessary to carry out the events appropriately.
So there is $120,000 allocated for this year's budget, Dr. Torres. So you'd be able to come when you have a list of those events and the cost, you can come to Commissioner's Court as an action item and request the funding for those events.
Thank you
That
so
would
much.
work, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Judges. Good morning. Judge Guerra, Judge Rooney.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. For the record, Judge Bruni and Judge Guerra. I'm here to make a request to see if we can, put Brenda Gonzalez and Veronica Alanis, precinct 1 and precinct 2, for full-time, secretaries.
Judge, as you all know, commissioners, back in, do y'all have the packet there? I don't know.
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes, we do.
Back in 2018 and 2019, if you see the monies that were coming in, the revenues, it was like 27,000, 93,000, 20,000, and 19,000. And then in 2018, 2019, we have also the amounts of 42, 163, 29, and 29,000. So back then, the monies coming in were kind of like good, but not as good as now. Now, ever since we got this new icon system, we do get a high volume of people calling to pay citations. So if you now go to where the new monies are coming in,
so 23, 24. yeah.
23, 24, they're all in the hundreds, near the hundreds, you know, between, Judge
Yes,
Guerra, myself.
we see that report on a monthly basis, so we do, keep in track of what funds are coming in.
So looking at the numbers, you can tell that our office actually has a higher volume of calls, people coming in and out. We do have civil cases, criminal cases, EPOs. So it's a lot of paperwork. We also take payments over the phone, which takes out a lot of our time, the clerk's time, so every time they take a payment over the phone, it takes a while for them.
You don't have one clerk each.
Only one clerk, and I think that JP's office has been the only, office that only has one clerk. Most of the other departments have 2 or more clerks, and we do get a high volume of
Just,
walking in and out.
just for clarification, Judge Bruni, this would basically increase our general order allocation, correct, Judge? Because, these positions are not gonna be funded through OLS anymore.
Correct. OLS, as far as the administration, court administration aspect of it, has not been funded, through this year's grant.
Okay,
award.
so we would have to increase the budget for 2 full-time clerks. Do we have a dollar amount for that,
Yes,
Lily?
That's like 43,596.80. That's what I.
Is that for
have.
both?
For both.
43 what, I'm sorry?
43,596.
No, I think it's, 21,
Oh, for each one, 21,798 with 40 cents.
but then the fringe is 13,158, so if we can add those two.
42, that's like 55,000.
Yes,
Somebody do the math, because I didn't hear the last number.
I don't get the.
13,158 is the fringe.
1301.
34,956.
Plus 21,798.
We're looking at 69,912 for
69.
both.
Okay.
What was that number, Commissioner?
It's gonna be 69,912 for both,
Oh, $13,000 each.
or 34,956 for each.
That's for the benefits.
And that's of course at, I believe minimum wage, correct, of what we currently have right now?
It's at 1048.
1048 is our minimum wage, okay.
And,
Which is 69?
69,912.
Okay, thank you.
and Judge and Commissioners, we would really appreciate if you can help us out, because like I said, one clerk for an office
The amount of
that
volume that y'all
that
have.
we are seeing, it is a lot.
I know-
And we definitely see the increase that has been coming in from
It
your
is.
offices, especially from both of you guys, so, we appreciate, everything you guys, are doing, and your employees as well.
Thank you, and we're also asking, for the pay, it's not a pay increase, not a pay raise, just an adjustment for all the 3 JP clerks to be on the same pay. So,
And I just wanna reiterate the importance of, these fines and fees being collected, because of course these monies are what fund
Road and Bridge.
our road and bridge. So this is of course the money that's allocated to each commissioner to be able to maintain the precincts on a yearly basis. So these monies coming in are very important so that we can continue to provide the service to the citizens of our precincts to maintain them, so.
And every time one of the clerks is taking a payment, if it's only one, she's taking a payment, somebody else calls, you're missing a payment coming in because you don't answer the phones. And most of these people, you tell them, can you call back later, cause, I'm taking a payment, they won't call back later. So we're kinda like missing, and money's coming in here, and we only have just one clerk working in the office, so.
It was an unfortunate situation that we did lose, a bunch of, how many positions did we lose? 8?
There's 8 that were funded,
Fully funded from OLS?
personal scholarship.
Yeah, so it was a huge hit to the county, but we gotta take that into consideration, the amount that you guys are bringing in and the work that you guys are providing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies, appreciate you.
District Clerk, Flora Martinez.
I think you see my packet that I.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm basically here for the same thing. I did get a big, change in what what came into my office, 2023-2024. And I did, supply copies of, where this clerk what this clerk would be doing. She was my OLS clerk, and I'd like her to stay on at least for, I think I've talked to some of y'all, a year and 3 months, if she could stay on that long.
As long as you're.
As long as I'm in office, because I'll be leaving, and once I leave, it trickles up,
Yeah.
so God willing, it'll trickle up, it's just for this amount of time. Once this is over, then that position can be abolished, and you won't need that position anymore. She'll be doing the records process. I'm gonna go check. I did talk to Mary Jane to let her know that I was using her as an example here as to what the county clerk's office has and what we have. And she does have a records processing. It's very important. Everything that comes into the office has to be recorded and scanned and to be, official records. So, that's what this clerk will be doing, like the 8 hours.
So, we had, I guess we had discussed this subsequent to the first hearing, and you said you'd be comfortable with a part-time position for that?
Well, if everybody else is getting full-time, I'd like a full-time also.
Well, well, it's just how much, see, the problem, we're not all the same. You've got 4 other clerks.
I understand this, but if you.
The JPs have 1 clerk, and not that the court is gonna approve either way, but there is a, you can't compare every department.
Whatever you can get.
All right.
We will take notice of the Zapata County Treasury monthly, revenue report. I was,
You're projected to bring in 85,000?
and as of, August, we have brought in 130,000.
Yeah.
So I've surpassed it quite a bit, and none of that money goes to me, it goes into the general fund. So if I could get a little bit of that cut, to help my office with that, I would appreciate it. Whatever you can do.
Okay.
I am asking at least for part-time, but I would appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just going back to, these grants are so, I think we've benefited tremendously and continue. We got funded, over $1 million with Operation Lone Star, the governor's initiative on border security. But it does place the county in a dilemma. Once these funds, dry up or stop, we've brought on 8 outstanding individuals that have been working for the county. Some of them actually changed positions from other departments, and then when it falls on the county to fund these offices, it is a difficult process given our limited funds that we have. You know what, we did in the proposed budget decrease we received less funding from our tax base. We lost over 100 million in mineral values. But we did decrease our spending from this year's budget. I think we're spending close to over $16 million, and we did reduce it by 900,000. But given the shortfall and the less earning that came in, we still have currently at the proposed budget a $600,000 shortfall in our budget, and that kind of encompasses our dilemma where we want to keep all the good employees that we have, and we appreciate the service. Just how do we pay with the revenues that are coming in? And certainly, all these positions are justifiable. They did good work while they were. In fact, there's an item on the agenda. So we received 2 days' notice that our grant, all those employees that were working on the grant, 2 days' notice. The budget year for the state was September 1st. On August the 29th, I believe, we received notice that court administration was not going to be funded. So what the idea was, do we give these employees who have helped us tremendously these last 2 years 2 days notice, or do we keep them on another year? There's an item, another month till the end of our budget year, so we can give them proper notice. And so there's an item to at least keep them on for another month and give them proper notice. Or do we include them in moving forward? Can we afford to do this? Do we want them? Yes, absolutely. I think these are all excellent employees. I've got 2 employees that were part of Operation Lone Star that were excellent employees. A bailiff. I've been here as county judge since 2011. I've never had a bailiff before in my court due to budget crisis. And it's important to have security in the court, and with Operation Lone Star, I finally was able to have a bailiff beside me. He did an excellent job serving, Operation Lone Star, serving my court, serving, all the JPs. I think the JPs can attest to the excellent work. Is it justifiable? Yes, absolutely. I had an assistant court coordinator who transferred, from another department, because she felt, somewhat, well, I won't need a proper word, but she transferred from another department. She did an excellent job, excellent employee. She probably has 25 to 30 years service in our county. And she knew full well that this grant may end. Would I like to keep her? She's such a talented person, absolutely. So if commissioners, at the very end, will find out exactly how much the total cost. If we're comfortable moving forward with increasing our deficit, and keeping these employees, we will have to take a look at that. But
Judge, right now,
as far as them being excellent employees and wanting to keep them, absolutely.
I agree. Right now, the increase is 89,889, and that's not including the 8 positions that we lost, due to OLS grant. Do you have
Well, I had, so the Justice of the Peace full-time, for those 2 positions, well, for the 3 positions that we had, was 104,868. Because, precinct 3 also had a part-time position. I think that one, Commissioners, I would recommend a part-time position due to the fact that there's basically no revenues coming in from that, JP office. I would like, the bailiff, would be a 51,148, position, for, the court bailiff. The district clerk part-time would be 17,757. And Ms. Dione, who is a long tenured employee who's basically out of a job after 30 some odd years of service, she has also, these last few weeks, been helping, as part of our budget cuts the last few years. We had our maintenance supervisor of the courthouse, which is a tremendously large building, has a lot of inner working, requires a lot of effort to keep the lights on, basically. The maintenance supervisor, who had been the supervisor since we built the courthouse, retired, and due to our budget constraints, I eliminated that budget. I sort of regret that, because that is now falling on my staff, but since the owner was part of my staff, she has been helping basically run the courthouse, and basically that position, Commissioner, is something that is absolutely needed. I have found that out, that we do need a courthouse supervisor, instead of my office, which I have 2 staffers, that's all I have, handling.
What's the amount for Ms. Hernandez?
That would be, the courthouse would be 51,148, which is a $35,000 salary plus fringe.
So I guess my question, Judge, if we convert these 8 positions into a full-time, do we have a number for that, Nelly?
Yes. So if we can convert 2 JPs full-time, 1 courthouse maintenance supervisor full-time, 1 bailiff full-time, and 1 district clerk part-time, the total is 173,142.
Are we, including the part-time for JP3 or no?
Yes.
That's included there?
Yes.
Judge, and I have one too that I need.
Yeah, but you have a way to afford the pay. So you have records management, so, and we've talked about it, that's why I didn't include you, and we need to, try to accommodate everyone, but, you do have a fund that you can.
I have a little piggy bank.
Yes, so, and I appreciate how your plan moving forward.
Will I be able to pay her fringe benefits?
Well, her fringe includes, just FICA, so it doesn't include, part-timers don't get insurance.
Part-time.
Okay, so it wouldn't be, okay.
Yeah.
So it was 173,742 even, Judge?
142.
173,142, that's why we're gonna take, we'll have to go back and
Yeah, actual numbers.
Yeah.
Judge, and what would be the add-on if we convert that part-time into a full-time? Do you have the numbers?
For which one, Commissioner?
For
This is
there's
new.
4 full-time and 1 part-time, I think that's for district clerk, if we can get that to a full-time, what would
Well,
be the
it'd
add-on?
be,
An additional what?
No, well, two JPs, full-time.
One court maintenance.
Right, one court,
One
and then
court.
one maintenance,
One
full-time, so it's
bailiff.
4 full-time positions and then 1 part-time.
Yes.
Correct. And if we can get that part-time,
The
jump up to
full-time,
full-time?
well, it would be,
I mean, how much are we gonna add on to the deficit?
I'm not sure. It's gonna be 21,798.40 plus 13,158.
$21,170?
Yeah, and then you subtract 17,575.
It's like the,
It's an additional
like Brenda's, like 35.
35?
Mhm.
Okay, so can somebody go to the back and crunch these numbers so we can see actual numbers before we take a vote on it, or?
Yeah,
have to recess.
I think we can go through the whole court while we finish the budget hearing, go through all the
We'll
items.
take a recess and then come back to the,
Yes.
Yeah. Judge, also, last year, after the budget was approved, maybe a couple months later, we approved, the Commissioners Court approved 6 part-timers. I think 2 of them, which were unbudgeted, so 2 of them got soaked into other jobs, but there's 4 kind of fell into the cracks.
I know we have one at the cemetery, one at the food pantry,
One at the golf course?
and one at the golf course. That are in the budget.
Oh, okay, they are in the budget now?
Yeah.
and then what about the one we have at the county shop? Oh, we have a part-timer there at the county shop. Where's
Oh,
she?
no, that one's not budgeted.
So is that going away for the new budget, or?
That all depends how, how y'all feel about that. So
So that's an
I
additional.
know, your supervisor there or the office manager did, request, to include her if she had been doing a good job, so.
So just looking at the numbers, Judge, from 600,000 deficit, we have jumped up to 863.31 with all the, the changes do get
Yes.
approved, including the 4 full-time and the 1 part-time. We're looking at 863, so we're back in the $1 million, close to the $1 million deficit again.
Yes,
And I think our, it's kind of tough.
that's where we're at. Yeah, I figured, close to 900,000.
So are we gonna go item by item like we usually do?
We'll do that in our regular Commissioners Court meeting. I don't know, are there any other departments?
So I have a question, and maybe I shouldn't be asking this,
Yes.
how did OLS decide where to send the monies? Like, how is it that you got 2, a county attorney's got 4, fire department, can you
The
explain,
request,
you're gonna give a report to
it's
us?
we have a presentation on
Oh,
it.
good.
So we'll be able to explain it we'll get our consultant, our consultant was supposed to be here for the meeting to kind of explain the whole OLS grant and.
That's just a question that I think that all of us have a little question
Well,
about.
I reached out to him this weekend and I had the same question, so he should be here with the presentation. We talked
Well,
to
over
him.
the phone, he caught COVID on Friday. He informed me on Friday that he had tested positive for COVID.
He did provide a presentation, he'll have us.
Okay,
We have a presentation, so I can go through it, but if we need him, we can get him on the phone. So that will be part of our, Commissioners Court.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Martinez, quick question. Do you have any discretionary funding available to you like the county clerk does for the, okay?
I do not, that's been like, since I took office, our office did not have that same, I wish we did, I could be able to use it a lot, but we do not. I think that every records management, it's like, every case that comes in is like $5, but I think that you came in with a very, very big amount when you came in as county clerk.
That's gone.
But it was a huge amount back then, you've always had.
It was about 100.
No, it was a lot more than that.
That's gone. I mean, I've been here for 18 years. That money has been, spent.
And I wish I did, I wouldn't be
Okay.
asking.
It's just a question because I wasn't sure if you had any discretionary funding available to you like the county clerk does to be able to supplement this part-time position.
Not enough, because
Okay.
we do get a lot of, like, all these cases, like, the increase that we had in that pay, and that's why I was asking for full-time more than part-time, but because I wanna get a little bite of that 130-some thousand, because I don't see it. My office doesn't see it, it goes into the general fund, and it's used everywhere else, so.
Well, but, yes, but everything else is used in
Just
your
for
office.
your judge.
You don't produce enough to run you, to be self-sufficient.
Well,
So
that's
it takes,
85%.
the whole effort of our tax, property taxes, and then departments that can bring in some revenues, put it all together, and we're still short 600,000. That's the reality. Now we're wanting to consider adding, which I think, certainly been very outspoken on how we can reduce our spending, but, these grants place the court in a very difficult position of wanting to keep these very good people that have been with us. But the funding has run out, how do we do it? With a deficit budget.
I'm just very
Yeah.
curious as to how they decided how less.
Well, the governor's office, they decided, it was basically, they removed court administration because we had very few cases, very few arrests by both DPS, the sheriff department. I think over the 2-year period, I think we had 20 cases or. 20 per year. We had 42 cases, and now they're going by statistics. We have counties further north, which I think in a good way, we don't have the amount of traffic, foot traffic that the other counties to the north are having. So in a good way, I'm happy. We were able to bring in a lot of resources mainly to our sheriff department in overtime, equipment, vehicles. So it's been so that's what we requested. And I requested whatever departments brought me, I sent it up and said, okay, I want additional vehicles, I want additional staff, because it's primarily a law enforcement grant. So most of the money, and including the 1.1 million, I think 600,000 of it is going to the sheriff department, overtime, and personnel, but no more equipment and no more court administration. They make the decisions up further at the governor's office.
Well,
But we'll explain it in the presentation.
thank you, Judge.
Okay.
I believe it was over $3 million that we applied for, and we only got 1.2.
1.1 and change.
Also, for the public record, public knowledge, Mr. Poncho Figueroa, he has, Senate Bill 22 funds.
Correct.
Is that correct,
Yeah.
Judge? I know there was, some information, they thought they were gonna use OLS funds, for certain positions, but he does have, Senate Bill 22, which was, brought.
Another very
brought
good
in about,
input.
2 years ago, about a year and a half ago.
Yes, in the last legislative session, very good funding, but it is grant funding. And so I think the sheriff department and the employees of the sheriff department have benefited tremendously from it. The sheriff department received $350,000 for salary adjustment. But what the intent of the bill was to bring more qualified employees to the rural areas of Texas where we can't afford huge salaries for these, which is your daily life, putting it at risk as a sheriff's deputy and as a jailer. So yes, they deserve to be paid more, but we can't afford it. So basically they put a minimum for a county of our size, the minimum salary for a deputy is $45,000. We were able to reach that with all our deputies with that grant. And then for jailers, which we operate our regional jail and a county jail, we have a lot of jailer employees. The minimum amount was $40,000. Because of the amount of jailers that we have, we prorated it as much as we could with the $350,000, so they're up to above $35,000. We're close to the 40, so it's been a very good grant. I just hope we need to make sure and reach out to our representative and our senator that they need to keep funding it, because if they don't, we can't afford these salaries. That's a reality of it.
And with that being said, Judge, the county attorney was awarded
$175,000 for prosecution, and it's for salaries. He can bring in additional county attorneys, assistant county attorneys. He can bring additional investigators, crime victims coordinators. He can bring in and increase the salaries of his current staff. So that's what those monies can be, and he's got $175,000 at his disposal, and I think did he submit his proposal?
He provided.
For SB 22?
Yeah.
Okay, it is on the agenda, okay.
And I was gonna ask that question, Judge, on the SB 22 funds, crime victim assistance coordinator to qualify to be funded from there?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Because I had originally thought it was only for law enforcement,
He's got two that have taken, the classes, that's certified, well, Mr. Blinker, sure, I guess?
okay,
They're both certified.
just for clarification, okay.
That was just for public knowledge. I know.
Yes, it's important that the public,
I know that they had a misunderstanding. They believe it was from OLS, but this is strictly from Senate Bill 22.
Okay, very good, Commissioner, thank you.
Judge, Commissioners, I also included in the packet that I gave you, there's a proposal for some salary changes in precinct 2.
But that's within his budget?
That's within his
Okay.
budget.
And then it went down.
It's actually saving us a little bit of money at the end.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll hear that, That's part of the budget hearing as well?
Yes, but I
Okay.
do wanna, put it in there, cause you will be
Yes,
voting on it.
we did see it in the packet, and everything.
As long as it's within his budget. Thank you. Yeah, he's saving 14. Good.
Any other department heads that wish to address the court on anything regarding their department?
So going back to that, Judge, out of the positions that we're talking about, cause we're missing, I believe, 3. Out of the 8, we've talked about 5 of them. What about the other 3 positions?
The county attorney's, investigator position
pick
will
up?
be transferred by Senate Bill
Okay,
22.
great, okay, so
So-
technically we have 7 then.
7, yeah.
Okay, so we're missing 2? 2
Well-
that'll be let go?
Which are the, no, well, Mary Jane, she's gonna keep it with records management.
Okay, so we have 1 more, great, thank you.
So we're down to 6.
Judge, the only thing is if the others are gonna be kept full-time, I'd like to be able to pay Brianna for her insurance. You know, I'm gonna have, one of my clerks is gonna retire in February, so Brianna will be transferring, but she's not gonna have insurance from now until then.
Yeah.
So I'd like to be able to, if I can use those funds that I have, you know, just to, so that she doesn't lose her insurance.
Well, if she's full-time, she qualifies for health insurance.
Right, but we've never used those funds to pay for insurance, just, you know, no French.
Can we is the question?
I don't know.
I would have to look.
So that's the only thing, if I'm gonna be paying out of those funds, will the court approve just to pay her for her insurance until Anna retires?
How many months, would that,
Well,
what are we looking at,
it's-
Mary, as far as months?
Well, Anna retires in February, but she's
5
got a little
months.
bit
6
of,
months.
yeah, I mean, let's say 6 months.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this, Mr. Trevino, if we get these positions to part-time, how much would we be increasing, or adding to the deficit?
You gotta crunch those numbers.
Yeah,
You
to
gotta crunch
crunch.
those numbers? You know, like the judge mentioned, you know, it's important to keep everybody, but it's how much can we keep adding to the deficit on a year-to-year basis, you know, eventually we're gonna run out of funds, and how are we gonna
So
take care of every
keeping the
employee?
3, JP positions part-time will be 53,271. And keeping the district clerk part-time would be 17,757. 1757. And so that would be 4. And then,
But that's, part-time.
yeah, 4 part-time.
And you don't include the benefits on that.
Yeah.
Like 7128.
53, 271,
And 12757.
17, 757.
Yep, sorry, yeah, 7128. Let's see if we can get the actual numbers, for full-time and all these positions, if we can get full-time and all these positions part-time, just so we can, advise the public, so, you know, how much we would be adding, and, you know, for our knowledge as well.
Yeah.
For the ones being requested?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so it would be the JP 1 and 2 at full-time, see what that cost would be, JP 3 part-time. And then versus, JP 1, 2, and 3 part-time.
I'm actually requesting all of them part-time, or all of them full-time, that's what I'm requesting.
Yeah.
There'd be 4 positions.
All 6.
7.
All-
7 positions.
7 positions.
Which is
Six.
counting
6, I'm
in
sorry.
big
because
loops.
we got one from Senate Bill 22 and then Miss Mary Jane, so we're looking at 6 full-time and 6 part-time.
Just her insurance.
Yes, ma'am.
How long would it take you to crunch that?
For like 5-10 minutes?
Here. Well, Judge, there doesn't seem to be anybody else in the audience that wishes to address the court, so I'll make a motion that we adjourn the budget hearing at 9:38.
Anybody else?
Motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. We'll adjourn the meeting, public hearing by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. So that concludes our second required budget hearing on the proposed 24-25 budget. And is it 9:30? Yes.
9:38.
10:38, okay, so we'll, it's, 9:38, September the 9th, 2024, and I'll call the regular Commissioners Court meeting to order. First item on the agenda is roll call by our county clerk, Mary Jane Varela. Mary Jane.
Good morning.
Good morning again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Judge Rathwell,
Present.
Commissioner Mendoza,
President.
Commissioner Morales, Commissioner Solis,
Present.
Commissioner Garza.
Present.
We have a quorum, Judge.
Thank you, Mary Jane. Will everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 4, communications, Commissioners. Of course, we have a lot to talk about this morning, mainly our budget, as we prepare for a new budget year. Anything to share with the court?
As we all know, we've got more rain, so with the rain comes the grass. So, I mean, it hasn't grown, significantly as we thought it was. But just bear with us, we'll catch up, throughout this week and later next week, we'll be catching up, so.
I'm sure all the Dallas Cowboys are happy this morning.
All the fans.
All the Dallas Cowboys fans are happy.
Also, I don't know if you've seen, but the Hawks are 2-0.
Yes.
They've been playing tremendous.
Very good ball,
football,
yes.
so they will be facing Corpus Christi this Friday here at home. So it should be a good matchup. We invite the whole community to attend.
Very good. Any other communications, Commissioners? We'll move up. We've got a long agenda. We'll move on to public comments. This section provides the public the opportunity to address the Commissioners Court on any item on the agenda.
Again, Judge and Commissioners, good morning. For the record, J.D. Green.
Good morning, Judge.
As an elected official, y'all know that we are the voice of the community. And yesterday I did receive several calls during the weekend. And myself and some of my constituents, we believe that item 34 and 35 should not be approved. But I know that they're here, so for y'all to listen. But we feel like these will just be adding to more expenses to the community and a liability to the community. So, and I know that they also have the bingo that they have scheduled. I mean, are these bingos, monies, are they gonna be accountable? I know that if as a commissioner that I was sitting there before, I know that we're responsible every time we lend one of the facilities, we are responsible, so, are they gonna be accountable for these monies? And it's to my understanding that we already have the crime victims under Poncho Figueroa, so I don't understand why we're doubling another crime victim. I think they're called Hope and Faith Crime Victim Center, but I know that we already have one that is taking care of the county attorneys. So as the voice of the community, I'm just here to, a concern that hopefully item 34 and 35 will not be approved.
Thank you for the information. Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments from the public? If not, we'll move on. Item number 6, approval of invoices. And in your package, Commissioners, in a very large package, we did have some invoices from August the 23rd, 2024 through September the 5th, 2024, for a total of $861,816.16. Motion to approve as presented by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. I was just going through it, Commissioner. The majority of the expenditures are with Operation Lone Star. You see there's an expense of $332,222.66. That is for the radios from the fire department that have been purchased through the grant. So we'll have a lot better communication with our emergency services. So it's a very good resource and that we were able to secure with Operation Lone Star. And the monies have been already reimbursed. And then, of course, the $175,545, that is water plant improvements through TDAs, which we're working on trying to see if we can be reimbursed. As soon as our audit is ready, Mr. Gonzalez stepped out. So technically from the general fund, we expended $172,000, which is, very, reasonable for this time of year as we finish up our year and try to, hold back on spending. So I got a motion to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to item number 7 is approval of treasury report. Mr. Salinas has provided us with the treasury report for the month of August 2024. So we have a CD total, our fiduciary investment pools of $8,874,914.08. And I can see that we still have some monies available with our tax pool to finish out the month and begin the new year. We have still have tax pool of $2,003,993.88. So that is good news. Moving on to other demand accounts, such as our operating account, payroll, road and bridge, waterworks. We have a beginning balance of $2,930,694.03. We have revenues of $6,707,000. Is that a typo? Oh, we have right money from the full cash. Okay, $6,707,913.84, and expenditures of $7,371,077.75 for an ending balance of $2,267,530.12. Moving on to the treasury report as far as the electricity usage for the month of August, which is was a hot month. $81,785.52 was used in electricity countywide, and the water usage was $8,591.11. Royalties from our interest and gas rolls around the town site. For the month of August, we received $4,898.77.
Went up.
And
It
went up a little bit, yes. And moving on to the rents from our community centers. Sunny National Civic Center brought in for the month of August $500. The pavilion brought in $1,810, and community center brought in $1,500. The swimming pool brought in $586, and the Sunny National swimming pool brought in $615 for the month of August. And moving on to other monthly revenues from other departments, our county clerk for the month of August brought in $6,050. And for the year, with 1 month to go, we had budgeted $60,000. The county clerk is up to $63,376.45, which is 105.63%. So 5% above what we budgeted. Our county clerk fund 15 brought in $671. The district clerk brought in $78,568.90 for the month of August. We had originally budgeted $85,000, so she's up to, with 1 month to go, $130,051.08, which is 153%.
That's a significant deposit, Judge. What was that for?
I don't know if our district clerk is still here.
I mean, we're averaging $34,000 and then have a $78,000 deposit.
Might have had a heavy district court, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So moving on for the month of August with our arm ordinance, our maquinitas, there was another fee assessment of $80,000, and for the year we're up to $948,000, which is 79% of what we had budgeted. We had budgeted $1.2 million, which is what we had received the previous year, so we're a little short on that. So in a sense, things are moving in the direction where maybe we can wean ourselves off those machines in our county. In August, for our sales tax for the month of August, we had $188,141.08. We had budgeted $2.1 million in expected revenues. So we're at $2,088,544.89 with 1 month to go. So we're at 99.45%, which is right on the button. So that is our treasury report as presented.
Motion to approve as presented, Judge.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 8 is approval of checks issued, and then also in your package, we had checks from August the 23rd, 2024 through September the 5th, 2024 for a total of $861,860.16.
Motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion to approve as presented by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All in discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 9 is the tax assessor collector departmental report. Mrs. Mendoza, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, and
Good morning.
we will pass out all
Oh, okay. Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, for the month of August, in our, tax collections, excuse me, general fund, we had $32,708.05. I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the totals. We had a total delinquent penalty and interest minus the refunds, $73,616.47. Excuse me. Interest and sinking, we had a total of $29,143.62. Farm to market, $52.74. Special road and bridge, $8,891. For a total of tax collections of $128,112.93. Other fees and collections, we had tax certificates, $32. Hotel motel tax, $5,037.01. Copies and faxes, $64.75. Voter registration, $82. Interest earnings, $16.60. We did, send out payment to, the attorneys for $16,408.85, and we deposited $116,000, or we gave to the treasurer, $116,936.44. Our hotel motel tax, from October to August 31st, we have a total of $106,029.33.
So we'll be pretty close to the 120, right? It's
Yes.
up to 111.
We still have,
September.
we still have September coming up, plus we have one of our hotels that they had an issue because
Oh, okay.
the owner was somewhere else, he couldn't send in.
So there may be a large payment.
It might be a better payment, yes.
Okay.
So our collection rate is at 88.57 compared to last year at 89.62. It's 1.5% less. But
Still very good.
we're there.
Thank you, Ms. Mendoza.
Thank you.
Commissioners, before, we go into reports and presentations, I'd like to go to a proclamation.
Yes, Judge, I was gonna request that we could hear the proclamations of 43, 44, and then we also have some students from high school also.
Okay.
To not keep them here all day, item 28 as well.
Okay, so we'll begin with, item number 44, is a proclamation to declare the month of September as Child Cancer Awareness Month. And, Commissioners, I do have, is there anyone in attendance that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so, I'll go ahead and read the proclamation, Commissioners, for your approval. Proclamation Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas childhood cancer is the leading cause of death by disease in children, and whereas 1 in 285 children in the United States will be diagnosed by their 20th birthday, and whereas 46 children per day, or 16,790 children per year, are diagnosed with cancer in the U.S., and whereas there are approximately 40,000 children on active treatment at any given time, and whereas the average age of diagnosis is 6 years old compared to 66 years for adults cancer diagnosis, and whereas 80% of childhood cancer patients are diagnosed late and with a metastatic disease, and whereas on average there's been a 0.6% increase in incidence per year since the mid-1970s, resulting in an overall incidence increase of 24% over the last 40 years, and whereas 2/3 of childhood cancer patients will have chronic health conditions as a result of their treatment toxicity, with 1/4 being classified as severe to life-threatening, and whereas approximately 1/2 of childhood cancer families rate the associated financial toxicity due to the out-of-pocket expenses as considerable to severe, and whereas in the last 20 years, only 4 new drugs have been approved by the FDA to specifically treat childhood cancer, and whereas the National Cancer Institute recognizes the unique research needs of childhood cancer and the associated need for increased funding to carry this out. Whereas hundreds of nonprofit organizations at the local and national level, including the American Childhood Cancer Organization, are helping children with cancer and their families cope through educational, emotional, and financial support, and whereas researchers and healthcare professionals work diligently dedicating their expertise to treat and cure children with cancer, and whereas too many children are affected by this deadly disease, and more must be done to raise awareness and find a cure. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County of Zapata, State of Texas, do hereby proclaim on September 2024 as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and encourage our to observe Childhood Cancer Awareness Month and support this cause that so deeply impacts families in every community across our country. So thank you all for being here. We have Ms. Duran, I recognize Ms. Duran, Ms. Juan Lopez, is he here? Bianca Torres? Yes, well, thank you for joining us this morning, and as cancer survivors, we all look so amazingly well, and I appreciate the strength that you all have shown. I've known Ms. Duran for many, many years, and you've certainly grown to a very beautiful young woman, so cancer can be beaten, and we just want to bring awareness to the disease. Commissioner and myself, Commissioner Garza, did have an opportunity to visit some new treatment centers in Edinburgh, and so hopefully those will help our residents and our kids as they deal with this dreadful disease. But I know we also may have the families of 2 young children that have been lost to cancer, Mr. Joelito Garcia and Mr. Jackson Jimenez. Also, I wanted to recognize those families if they're here today, and we certainly offer our condolences for your kids. That's such an early age to lose them. But we just wanted to bring attention, and thank you for joining us this morning. Would you like to take a picture with? Okay. I don't know. Do you want to share anything with it with the court, Julie?
I would like to say, Commissioners, Judge, elected officials, thank you for your continued support and love for our kids, for always being there. The proclamations, it's been awesome, and like I said, it takes a village to get through.
Absolutely.
Well, the kids are our future, and if anything, you guys have taught us, what fight is actually all about. So I'm gonna say, thank you for what you guys continue to teach us on a daily basis, and thank you for being an inspiration to us and the Zapata County.
And to commend you to continue to bring that awareness to our community. I think it's important that the community continue to be involved with these great causes, and of course highlight that cancer is something that is, very serious. It affects so many families every single year, and the fact that these 2 children before us were able to beat it, I mean, what an accomplishment. So y'all are very blessed. We're very blessed to have you here with us. So congratulations to continue that fight.
Judge, I make a motion to approve the proclamation.
And I'll second the motion, Judge, on the proclamation.
All right, motion by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Proclamation passes, and we'll take a picture.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the parents, yes, just, for the kids. Take care, yes, no, good seeing you. Yes.
No viene.
Item number 43, resolutions, under resolutions and proclamations, proclamation declaring September 2024 Hunger Action Month, and,
You wanna pass that one down, Commissioner, inside, that's yours.
good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Doing great.
Oh, I'm sorry, do you mind raising the podium, there's a button there on the right side, ma'am? Yes, there we go, thank you, sorry about that.
I'm looking for a job.
You got it.
I can do
Now you're on the spot.
There you go.
Like that. Yeah.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Can we introduce everyone, including yourself, for the record?
Okay, you want me to? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, my name is Alma Bull. I'm the CEO there at the South Texas Food Bank located in Laredo. We do service, Zapata County. We've got Gloria Moreno, I won't go into titles. We've got Andresa Gonzalez, Gabriela Machuca, Andrew Garza. These are from our pantries, right? Shepherd's Pantries, which we have two here. We have J.C. Gonzalez and Angie Oysterman, and then we've got Alma, and, from the pantry, so I'm glad that you're here, because we do have the presence here. We do have two pantries here, and we also serve the Boys and Girls Clubs with backpack programs.
Yes.
So, but that's it. Come on, and we got Leo back there. He's marketing.
Well, I know you've got a long history of providing, your area encompasses a large area.
It's an area of 14,000 square miles, 8 different counties. We go all the way west to Valverde County, which is Del Rio, all the way south to Stark County. I guess Rio Grande would be, and then we go over to Jim Hog, which is Havermill area, and then everything in between. So it's an area of 14,000 square miles. I might as well start before you do your proclamation, but, we do provide assistance, food assistance to over 160,000 people on a monthly basis. We're averaging about 2.4 million pounds of food distributed every month. So we do have our presence here. Like I said, we do have the two pantries, and we have the backpack program with the Boys and Girls Clubs that the girls are really wonderful, and so are these beautiful ladies, because they do it on a volunteer basis. So, our presence is everywhere. We're trying to, that's why we're here, to make, bring awareness, most to hunger. Hunger exists. Hunger doesn't discriminate. Hunger doesn't sleep at night. And, hunger comes from all walks of life, as we saw during COVID. Many high-level positions, people were unemployed, and we saw them there at the food bank. So, we were asked, we're here to ask you all, because we're not always here, but for your voice, to end hunger, with whatever means we can.
I appreciate that. Well, how many, if it's appropriate to ask, how many residents here Zapata do you serve, or?
I know that, the numbers vary.
We have, applied with us about 350, I know the food bank is averaging 500.
592,
So almost
350, but then we do our mobile distributions, which we have about 700 people signed up, and I know the Kids Backpack is probably like over 100, 125 children there, so, but again, we don't discriminate anybody, even though you're not registered, but you're in need of any kind of food assistance. You all can just go to the food pantries, and then they can, qualify you, or you can go to one of our mobile distributions and you will be provided some of the
I
assistance.
think those, mobile distributions became very popular during COVID.
Oh, yes, too popular.
So, and we realize that with our nutrition center, our mobile meals, Meals on Wheels is, the program seems to want to be expanded. People get used to staying home or receiving those products, as easy as possible. Is that distribution on a monthly plan?
It'll vary, you know,
It'll
just
vary.
depending on the product, you know, what we were doing during COVID, because a lot of people were unemployed and they depended a lot on us, you know, grocery stores were closed. So we were doing them more often, but now that, you know, things started reopening, we're doing them less and less, but we try to get, and also depending on what I've got in inventory.
I know.
You know, that's the thing, you know, it's like, prior to COVID, we were providing food assistance to about an average of 65,000 people on a monthly basis. We got as high as over 220,000 during COVID, and then we kind of now, you know, stabilized at 160. But we started really at 65, and now we're at 160. So, you know, I'm the type that instead of giving you 100 pounds of food, but if all 5 of you, you know, need assistance, I'd rather give you 20
Correct, yeah.
each. But you know, it's a fight. We're dealing with price increases as far as access to food, the logistics, you know, the transportation, you know, and the donations that come into the food bank, because we live off of donations. We are a 501c3, you know, so, you know, it takes a lot of hard work. These are some of the individuals that make it happen. Of course, there's a whole army behind.
Yes.
I'm sure you see our trailers going by,
All
you
the
know,
time.
you
They're
know,
a
all the
welcome
time.
sight, yes.
Yes, so, you know, we try to do the best that we possibly can with what we've got.
And that's what I was gonna mention, ma'am. I know, COVID is no longer here, but the inflation is still here and it's still lingering around. So I know your food pantry is a very important, nonprofit, organization for our community and for all the communities that you guys, represent. So I wanna thank you guys for all the hard work. I know it's not easy. You know, the number says it all, so thank you so much for what you guys do on a daily basis.
And I'll just echo what my colleagues have said. I want to commend each and every one of you. Of course, I know there's countless volunteers that work behind the scenes that make the mission statement possible. But y'all provide a very necessary service to our community. And I'd also like to recognize Mr. Romeo Salinas, which has been a member of your board of directors for so many years, advocating for the cause, and of course advocating for Zapata County. So I'd like to personally, on behalf of the court, thank Mr. Salinas for his continued service. And as I mentioned, thank each and every one of you for what you do every day. It does make a difference, and it does not go unnoticed, so thank you all very much.
We definitely see you all over social media and see your videos pass by, so thank you once again.
Especially our trucks going up and down the
Yes.
highway.
Yes, so if you're any truck drivers, you know, Commissioner Solis and I will volunteer.
Okay. Y'all have CDL licenses? Perfect.
We'll get them.
Do you want to read the proclamation or?
No, you can go.
All right, thank you. Hunger Action Month, 2024 Hunger Action Month. The proclamation reads as follows. Whereas hunger and poverty are issues of vital concern in Texas, and where 16% of people face hunger in Texas, and 1 in every 4 children do not know where their next meal will come from. And whereas everyone needs nutritious food to thrive, and in every community in America, people are working hard to provide for themselves and their families. Yet, in 2022, 44 million, 1 in 7, including more than 13 million children, 1 in 5, face food insecurity in the U.S. That includes 4,919,210 residents in Texas. And whereas the County of Zapata, Texas is committed to taking steps to combat hunger in every part of our community and to provide additional resources that those in Zapata County need. And whereas the County of Zapata, Texas is committed to working with the South Texas Food Bank, a member of the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks, in educating people and the role and importance of food banks in addressing hunger and raising awareness of the need to devote more resources and attention to hunger issues. And whereas more than 1,284,474 individuals in South Texas rely on food provided by the members of Feeding Texas annually, and whereas the members of Feeding America distributed more than 20 million pounds of food to 428,168 families in fiscal year 2022 through 2023 through its network of food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, and other community organizations. And whereas the month of September has been designated Hunger Action Month in order to bring attention to food insecurity in our communities and to enlist the public in the movement to end hunger by taking action, including volunteer shifts, social media shares, and donations, to ensure every community and everybody in it has the food they need to thrive. Whereas the food banks across the country, including members of the Feeding America Network, the South Texas Food Bank, Coastal Bend Food Bank, West Texas Food Bank, San Antonio Food Bank, and the 200 or more food banks across the country will host numerous events throughout the month of September to bring in awareness and help end hunger in their local communities. Now therefore, I, Joe Atkins, Zapata County Judge, do here recognize September 2024 as Hunger Action Month in our county of Zapata, Texas, and I call this observance to the attention of our citizens.
Motion to approve the proclamation as presented.
Second, Judge, on that resolution 43.
Motion to approve the proclamation as presented by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
We'd like a picture. I already know how this works. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Por acá, por acá.
Will we fit or you wanna go on top first?
Should we stay on top or, I don't
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Support. Pictures for the board.
100%, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. For everything you guys do.
You're so tall.
Thank you so much, and
Thank you, ladies.
for allowing us to interrupt you.
Yes, that's next.
28 and 36.
13?
28 and 36.
28 and 36.
Commissioner,
Yes, he did.
okay. All right, well, I know we've got some visitors that have, very important to get back to school, I think.
They're anxious to get back to class, I'm sure.
So we'll, go to item number 28, is to request the use of the Zapata County Plaza on October the 6th, 2024, for Zapata County Fair Royalty and Junior Royalty Fall Festival fundraiser and the higher education centers, including the higher education centers, Grassy Hill.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mendoza. Well, is there a second? Ms. Nina, welcome. Thank you for being patient.
No, thank you all so much. I didn't know that y'all were having your budget hearing, but, for the record, I'm Nina Gutierrez. I'm, the Zapata County Fair Queens, Committee Chair, and also board member for the Zapata County Fair Association. I have on my left, Ms. Leilana Villarreal, she's one of our royalty parents.
Okay.
And, she had a little thing set up, so I'll go ahead and maybe I'll, give her a little time.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Good morning, Honorable Judge and Commissioners Court. My name is Emily Marie Martinez and I'm the Zapata County Fair Queen. And I wanted to ask if it's okay if I pass out some information.
Yes, absolutely.
On behalf of the Zapata County Fair Royalty and Queens Committee, we would like to ask formal permission permission to use the Zapata County Plaza for our community service project. This is the second year that we offer our support to the exceptional organizations and students at Zapata County ISD. This year, our Fall Festival, we will be raising funds for the following organizations that have helped our Queens Conscious in a way or another. Zapata High School, One Act, Zapata High School GROTC, Zapata High School Mariachi, Zapata High School Band. We have over 30 vendors signed up already, so several dance teams and community organizations that will be volunteering their time. We hope you all consider our request to make this a great event for our community.
Yes, absolutely. That seems exciting. It'll be a very packed evening with a lot of folks and enjoying the cool weather, I think. October 6th.
And thank you for what you guys are doing I'm sorry ma'am, cut you off, but thank you for what you guys are doing for these clubs.
Yeah.
I know ROTC, Mariachi, One Act Band, you know, I know a lot of kids have participated in these in the past and they continue to participate. So we wanna thank you guys for what you guys are doing, stepping up for these programs.
And those organizations were chosen from the group of our royalty parents and our committee as well. And in one way or another, they do help us, whether you see them on stage or not, using the facilities, their rooms, to house the contestants and the ushers and, you know, the junior royalty. And that's the reason why those 4 organizations were chosen. Also, the reason that we're asking for that grassy area right on the highway is because we are doing what we call a pumpkin patch for the community this year. And instead of using real pumpkins, Ms. Villarreal and Mr. Veronica and Raul Villarreal opted for us to do something like this. These are the pumpkins that we are currently selling to add to the pumpkin patch. They can be displayed there by the community. There's different prices, but 100% of the proceeds will go to those 4 organizations that we've listed. And so these are examples of what you're going to.
Very nice idea.
Yes,
I think this is very neat. You can put me down for a large, please.
Thank you so much. And I also wanted to thank Commissioner's Court because I know that one of my parent liaisons also asked for real pumpkins for the kids to decorate there. And
yes,
you all have come up and said yes to that, and I really appreciate everybody's support. So we thank you so much for approving it. And we may ask, Zapata National Bank is also letting us borrow that lot right across the street. Those are going to be where the games are going to be at, while the vendors are going to be in the plaza area. So we are going to be utilizing that spot that Zapata National has given us permission to. And I don't know if I need to ask for a formal request to ask maybe for that area of the street to be closed off for those 4 hours, just so, because we will be having a lot of children, you know, maybe coming by. I don't know if that works or not, or if that's a possibility.
Yeah, it's just coordinated through the Sheriff's Department for security. Okay. And also, you're welcome to use the county property that's next to the Holiday Restaurant on that corner.
Okay.
I know in past events they've set up porta potties or parking or anything like that. That's also county property.
Yes.
You're welcome to use that area.
Because we wanted to go ahead and organize parking away from the area, so that would, you know, it'll just be, they don't have to park around. So I really appreciate you all's support, and I hope to see everyone there.
And I want to commend you, Nina, for being active. I know that you're very active in the community, and I also want to commend Ms. Martinez on your public speaking skills. You do really, really well, and I think you have a very bright future ahead of you, and thank you for representing our community everywhere you go. We appreciate it.
We have a really good group. I want to say this publicly, that we have a very, very good group of parents as well. You know, the organization itself, the Harris organization, is trying really hard to make sure that we put out year after year. And we want to thank you all for your support financially as well to the association. So we thank you all. And, you know, we hope to see everybody that's within the community there.
I think you posted this on social media, is that
yes,
correct?
sir. I have, you know, most of it has been posted on social media. Tomorrow is the deadline. The reason we're having a soft deadline tomorrow is because we have to start having these made. And so, you know, we're hoping to reach our goal. You know, everybody has a goal. We set up a goal for each of the kids. And so, you know, so these are just to see a visual. I'm very visual too, so it's really nice to see this. And Ms. Villarreal went ahead and had them made for us to be able to share with you.
Well, for those in attendance, this is what it looks like for those businesses or persons that are interested in helping out. I will be sharing it on social media as well.
Well, like it comes with an H stand as well?
And I'm sorry?
It comes with the H stand.
Yes, we'll have the stand. It includes the stand and everything. This is the small size, which is a $10 one. This is a medium size, which is a $25, and that's the $50. And it will come with your name. We're trying to see if we can get logos, but we can't we can't really commit to that unless, you know, our, because Ms. Guerrero is also taking on that task
Yeah.
to see if she's able to do them. If she's able to do them, then we will have logos on them. If not, it'll have names on it. But thank you all so
And I
much.
think it's a great event, so those that can't participate, maybe if you can just share it on social media, that'll be great help as well.
So I thank you all for your time, and your, like I said, your continued support, because that shows, you know, that shows our community, collaboration, and I think this collaboration.
Do you collect now, or?
I'm sorry? Well, we'll take care of you in the second, and kind of pass it over to Monica, and then, you know.
Yeah, I have it.
Pay up, because usually, things.
Do you take cash out or?
The parents, actually, the parents are taking cash out, because
Okay.
they'll be in charge of submitting that.
If you can send me the cash app, Ms. Nina, and we'll
Yes,
cash app.
thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And also, while I'm here,
You want a picture?
while I'm, if you want to take pictures of them, that would be fine. I'll take it and I'll have it.
Lo vamos a acabar.
Escucha más bien para acabar.
I'll go ahead and have it.
Yes.
We'll send it out to the newspaper. If we still have Waterton.
There you go.
Thank you all so
Thank
much.
you. Se adelantó.
Se adelantó.
I also wanted to say about, I'm here to help, for Ms. Diana Brandon, who isn't in today, to see if I can present, item number, 36, I believe.
36?
Yes, sir.
All right, Commissioner, moving on, item number 36 is to request the use of the Zapata County Plaza for a voter registration drive on September the 15th, 2024, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Democratic Party Chair requesting that, with Dr. Diana Brandon.
I'll second the motion, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Solis, second by Commissioner Mendoza. Any discussion? It's always good to get more registered
Yes,
voters.
I know. I just want to clarify, just for the community and for Commissioner Gordon and Judge Rathmel, that it is a nonpartisan voter registration drive. So even though that we are part of the Democratic, I'm the Democratic Party chair, precinct chair for precinct number 1, and Ms. Delia, well, she's our voter registrar as well. It is a nonpartisan. So anybody that attends there that wants to register, we do not ask party affiliation whatsoever. It is a completely voter registration drive in itself. So
The
I
only
wanna make
thing,
that very clear.
just to follow our policy, Nina, is that we don't allow any political propaganda or any candidate signage on county
No,
property.
absolutely, and this will only be a, you know, if anything, it'll just be registered to vote type of, you know, signage there, but no, nothing Democratic, Republican, independent, nothing like that. It's like I said, it's a nonpartisan event, that is gonna be taking place, and it's part of the nationwide get out the vote event for September the 15th.
I think, Ms. Mendoza, you always have a registrar's office ready there in your
Yes,
office, and
we do.
so we certainly encourage the public, those that may not make the event, they can certainly register there at our tax assessor collectors.
Definitely, I mean, we're there from 8:30 to 5. Anybody that needs to make any corrections or any, brand new, registrations can come in and register there if they aren't able to make it to our voter registration.
Okay. And when is the last day to register for this election?
It's October 7th?
October 7th.
And also, we also want to make sure that, to include that, Dr. Brandon, myself, Veronica Lopez are all, voter, deputy registrars, and we're certified through the state of Texas and through the county with this.
Volunteer deputy registrars.
Yes, so we have to take a certification course and things like that.
Yeah.
So just wanted to let you know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yeah, motion is second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Back to.
Move on to, reports and presentation, item number 10. is an update on fiscal year 2025 Operation Lone Star. And, you know, as I mentioned, our consultant, Dr. Rodney Rodriguez, became ill with COVID, and let's see, he did provide a presentation to us. It is in the package.
I got it.
There you go.
That one.
I'm sorry. We can get him on the phone if you want. You think the public can hear?
He's ready, he's ready.
I think.
Well, let's dial him up. What's his number? I know he might be coming up. There it is. Okay. Good morning, Dr. Rodriguez. Can everybody hear?
No, I think when you were just walking by.
We're trying to get the volume up a little bit more. There you go.
Maybe we can just put the mic down to the bottom.
Yes, so we're in regular Commissioners Court meeting, Dr. Rodriguez, and as part of the agenda, I know they became ill with COVID, so you weren't able to make it here in person.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners, for accommodating me to report this.
So, yes, so item number 10 is an update on fiscal year 2025 Operation Lone Star and the funding that the Governor's office has, I guess, tentatively authorized for us.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, the floor is yours. That, I guess, inform the public and the court as to where we're at, and exactly the benefits that have come to our county.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge, and thank you, Commissioners Court, for the opportunity to serve as your administrator for Operation Lone Star. As we come to the end of the initiated grant that was back in September 2021, if you can believe it, after 3 years, the grant has now officially ended as of August 31st, 2024. We had initially submitted an application for funding for the fiscal year 25 Operation Lone Star grant back in March 2024. When we submitted this grant, we submitted in the amount of $2.4 million, which included all personnel that are currently on the grant, including the Sheriff's Office, Judge's Office, County Clerk's Office, County Attorney's Office, and the Justice of the Peace. There was a total of 34 positions that were submitted. On August 27th, we got late notice of the determination from the Office of the Governor that the amount that would be considered was the maximum amount of $1.1 million. And so based on this information, we were informed that there were certain personnel that were not eligible and were removed from the budget, which included all the court administration, due to the fact that there were low data coming out on the arrests. And so because of that reason, they were only allowing counties that were actively making OLS arrests to be able to be considered for that type of funding. So based on this information, from $2.4 million that we submitted, we were awarded a maximum of $1.1 million. So that's more than half of what we had requested that was tentatively pre-approved. And so I'm gonna pause there to see if there's any questions from the judge or Commissioner's Court, just to clarify any questions you may have.
Dr. Rodriguez, this is Commissioner Solis, Precinct 3. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. Thank you, Commissioner.
I know you have better days. I know you have COVID. My question was, when you keep saying they, that they cut certain positions, who are you referring to as they?
So the public safety office under the office of the governor are the ones that review the application. And those are the individuals that determine what eligible funding each grantee is going to be awarded based on the data that is collected from the reports that we submit during the course of the contract, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's for public knowledge. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Any questions, Commissioners? I think, Rodney, Doctor, you can kind of explain what the budget, I guess, for the 1.1 million, how it's,
Yes, sir.
how we're gonna break it down and who's gonna, of course, the Sheriff's Department gets the majority of the funding, but maybe you can explain the changes that came about as far as no more equipment and things of that nature.
Also, how,
Yes, sir.
also, Dr. Rodney, how EMS came into the picture. I know I had several questions as far as EMS.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to do so. In your packet, you will see a pie chart that has the breakdown of the fiscal year 25 OLS budget. For personnel, we're at $843,810.85 for the record. Travel and training, $7,500. Supplies and direct operating expenses, $160,000. And based on the amounts that are given in the budget, the indirect cost would be $108,000, which will come to a total of $1,119,677.94. And based off of that budget, you'll see another breakdown that really details where the money is going to be going. So the money at this present time, the judge's office is at $83,667.63. Law enforcement is $563,338. Fire EMS, $70,000. And you'll see that there's an adjustment of $126,705.22 because of the recalculated indirect cost. Since the grant was lower, the indirect cost was lower, so the county will have $126,705.22 to utilize in only the approved budget line items that the Office of the Governor approved. So I just want to make a clarification on that. I'll pause there for any questions the commissioners or the judge may have.
Doctor, this is Commissioner Solis again.
Yes.
As far as the judge's office and EMS, why did those get chosen again for public knowledge?
Yes, sir. The judge's office is a critical piece because the administration collects all the supporting documentation whenever we do drawdowns from the Office of the Governor. And these are detailed documentation that have to match up to the expenses that we're asking for reimbursement. I work very closely with the judge's office to ensure that we have that documentation secured in the event of an audit. And so this is very essential because these are the individuals that work with the other interdepartmental departments that provide this information for us to be able to run the grant. For fire EMS, this is another budget line item that has recently been eligible. Unfortunately, on this matter, the $70,000 is only for overtime. I do know that the judge and the commissioner's court have been advocating for equipment and other items that the fire EMS really need. That's something that we may consider requesting through the adjustment, but that of course is based on the decision of the commissioner's court and the judge.
Doctor, but You know, we were able to secure with the last grant, OLS grant, equipment for our EMS, including
Yes.
radios and medical gear,
That's right.
EKG equipment, stuff that, equipment that it was in dire need. So I think
Yeah.
we were fortunate that the governor's office did approve those adjustments with
That's
the
correct,
initial
sir.
grant. Because initially, EMS in the initial application was ineligible for any funding.
That's correct. Mhm.
So we
That's
were
correct,
able
sir.
to amend the initial grant to receive funding for them.
That's correct, sir. And I just want to let the public know that the county has been very diligent in its request to the office of the governor. We always ask for pre-approvals whenever we're considering any type of adjustment, and it's taken into consideration based on the priorities and the needs of the county. So I'm looking forward to administering this grant. Of course, it's not what we asked for. However, I'm hoping that the OLS arrest will pick up and that we have it for the next grant period, which is fiscal year 26, that we'll be able to make a good justification and case to get these individuals and this money back for court administration.
Okay. Any other questions, Commissioners?
For department heads, they just wanna know that.
Any department heads have any questions on all this? I think the district clerk had a question. Well, Doctor, thank you for your help in securing these grant funds for us and keeping us up to date on the spending. I think an audit will be forthcoming so we need to make sure that all the documentation is in place. So I appreciate you working closely with us on that.
Yes, of course, and thank you for the opportunity. And yes, Judge is correct. We are preparing for monitoring on-site visits from the Office of the Governor to review our records. So this is even more important to be able to have individuals ready to assist. And we're working on that monitoring request as we speak, sir.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Doctor. I hope you get better.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner, hopefully that answered some of the questions the staff may be having. We'll jump to 16. We'll come back to the budget. We'll leave it to the end. I placed this item to consider retaining full-time operational grant employees until September 30th, 2024 at the county's expense. As I mentioned, Commissioners, and as the doctor alluded to, the governor's office gave us 2 days' notice that the grant will not continuing for those employees during the court administration. And it affected those 8 employees that were brought on as full-time employees. And of course, those employees that were gaining, that had a salary increase, which was substantial. We had the district clerk's employees, the county clerk's employees. We also had the county attorney's employees. And I believe, am I leaving somebody out? That's it?
The JP.
And the JP's employees, so that left those employees with the extra salary increase that they had been garnering. Those salary increases were cut off on the 31st, but I did, just as a decision to give those 8 employees that did come on proper notice, instead of 2 days' notice, at least give them 2 weeks' notice or a month notice. So I placed this item. So basically,
Judge, what's the impact? I'm sorry, I don't know if you were getting to that, but what's the impact, or what's the dollar amount we're looking at?
It's 7,000 a week.
Overall, it'll be about 28,000.
28,000 for the whole month.
And that'll come from this year's budget?
Yes,
Okay. 28,000?
to
You
cover
have it
the whole
on
month of salary.
28,207.
I know what I have.
28,207 what?
12.
Yeah.
What was the amount? I'm sorry.
28,207.
So basically, we're in a week, so we're up to $7,000.
I definitely agree. I know this was a grant, but it was very short notice. I know, bills don't wait. we will have to, you know, if approved, you know, it will be the $28,000 added, but I'll make a motion, Judge, to, grant the employees until September 30th at, county's expense of $28,207.
Motion by Commissioner Solis, second by Commissioner Garza. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those in favor, against, same sign, motion carries. Item number 17 is to approve a local commissioners court order for the November 5th, 2024 general election. This is required by the state of Texas that the commissioners court, is hereby ordered on November the 5th, 2024. And, we have the county precinct officers as required, and by the Texas Constitution, and these are the list of candidates. We have the President, Vice President, U.S. Senator, U.S. Representative, District 28, Railroad Commissioner, Justice Supreme Court, Place 2, Justice Supreme Court, Place 4, Justice Supreme Court, Place 6, Presiding Judge, the Court of Criminal Appeals, Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 7, Judge, Court of Criminal Appeals, Place 8, a member of the State Education District 1, State Representative District 31, Justice of the Fourth Court of Appeals, Place 2, Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, Place 3, Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, Place 4, Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, Place 5, and Justice, Fourth Court of Appeals, Place 7. We have the District Attorney of the 49th District, Judicial District, the County Attorney, the Sheriff, County Texas Assessor Collector, County Commissioner Precinct 1, County Commissioner Precinct 3, Constable Precinct 1, Constable Precinct 2, Constable Precinct 3, Constable Precinct 4, Zapata County Independent School District, Member Place 1, Member Place 3, Member Place 4, Member Place 5, and Member Place 7.
Motion to approve as presented, Judge, required by law.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. And early voting by personal appearance will be conducted each weekday at, when does it start, early voting, Mary Jane?
I don't have my phone, I don't.
It'll be
Okay.
the first week.
It's
Okay, it says here,
October 21st.
October 21st, yes.
21st to the 25th will be from
Yes.
8 to 5 p.m. And then from Saturday, it'll be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That'll be October 26th, Judge. And
Okay.
then, Sunday, it'll be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That'll be October 27th. And then the following week will be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That'll be October 28th, and it'll end on November 1st. And then we'll have election day on November 5th.
And you can read the ballots, here's the requirements.
The ballots will be Mary Jane Villarreal Benoan, 200 East 7th Avenue, Suite 138, Zapata, Texas. Applications for ballot by mail must be received no later than the close of business on October 25th, 2024. And then federal postcard applications must be received no later than the close of business on October 25th, 2024.
I think that includes everything, all the information that we're required to make public. So we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 18 is to consider payment to Johnson Controls for courthouse fire alarm maintenance. Commissioners, on this one, I'd like to table this. Of course, we had our yearly inspection, and there were some issues that were fixed, that were addressed. But over the weekend, we had some problems with our fire alarms. They went off again. I just want to make sure that whatever they did is spot on, is working properly. And so I mentioned to Ms. Dione, who's helping me with Johnson Controls, to call and say we're going to withhold payment until we make sure that everything they did is working as they intended. Motion tabled by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Morales. All those in favor say, Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 19 is to award administrative services for the USDA 4-H arena. And as you well know, and I'm sure the public is well aware, we did receive substantial funding from Congressman Cuevas' office for arena improvements. I think it's a $1 million grant through USDA, and it also includes a match of county match of $880,000 for a 80 million, award, to, make substantial improvements to our Ori Arena. Which will include basically a roof structure over it and, restrooms and other, details I think that will be forthcoming. We are applying, for the county's portion of the match, through USDA, for long-term funding, repayment, to be able to afford to make these improvements. So, part of the process is to select administrative services. I think we had several applicants, several administrators who have done work with the county before, and we're very thankful that, we have, these, either firms or, interested in helping us with administering these improvements. I think we did have a scoring.
Yes.
Committee.
Yeah, it was,
Good morning.
Good morning.
it was through committee from, Ms. Elizondo, Mr. Bean and myself.
Which is, the committee we always
Yes,
use.
we
So,
always use for all of them. There were 3 respondents, Mr. Carlos Corina Vargas in joint venture, Mr. Esser and Company, and Grant Works. Of the 3, we.
and just to note, they're all done doing or done.
Yes, they've done projects currently or have done projects for us, so it's the usual suspects, I guess,
Yes.
when they, and, on the proposed payment, which was request for 1 million, they all went by percentages, so Polina Vargas, joint venture, ended up being a fee of 30,000, Esser and Company, a fee of 50,000, and Grant Works, 64,000, which was their proposal. And then we went to some other things to evaluate.
I mean, y'all use a certain rubrics that you use to.
Yes, it's the one that we use for USDA.
Okay.
It's in the packet, and all our scoring's on there.
And the committee recommendations, one says?
Mr. Esser and Company, with a total score of 273.
Motion to award the, services to the committee's recommendation, Judge, as is the usual that we, what we usually do when it comes to these types of awards. We usually go with the recommendation of the committee because of course you all look at it in great detail and follow this, grading rubrics for us to present to the court. So I'll make a motion that we award it to Ezra and Company as recommended by the committee, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis, to award the administrative services for the USDA 4-H arena to Esser and Company. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign, motion carried. Item number 20 is to award engineering services for the same USDA 4-H arena improvements.
And that one, Judge, we only had one, respondent, which was Premier Engineering.
Motion to award the, engineering services, Judge, to Premier Engineering for the
Motion by
USDA 4-H
Commissioner
arena improvements.
Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis, and I think Premier Engineering does a wonderful job on all the projects for us.
Thank you, Mr.
Appreciate
Gonzalez.
Mr.
We appreciate your work.
So, we got a motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 21 is to approve payment to Zapata Quick Air Incorporated for installation of lights at the county shop.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mendoza.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioners, Morales, Solis, and the amount is,
884 with 30 cents, Judge.
yes.
Actually, it's 1,609 with 30 cents.
1,609 with 30 cents, and this will come out of our non-department.
Yeah.
There was very limited lighting inside our shop,
Yeah.
work area, so it's a major improvement.
Yes.
So,
It's justifiable.
Motion and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Is that the correct amount?
I'm not sure, I'm looking at.
160930.
160930
And then we have another one for 757 with 36 cents.
What was the
Okay,
second one?
one is for lights and the other one was for,
The late one?
The other one's
What
for.
was, it was 1609.30, what was the second amount?
757 with 36 cents.
So 2,000, okay, so I'll go ahead and include that in my motion, Mary. The total invoice amount is 2,366 with 66 cents.
And for public knowledge, the first one was 36 bolts and the man lift, and then the second one was the labor, I believe.
oh yeah, he had to rent out a man.
That is correct, $20 for the man lift as well.
Motion is second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 22, we'll consider that as we move forward on the.
That'll be in the budget hearing.
Yeah, the
Judge,
budget.
I'm here, sorry.
Yeah.
Just again, I know that you guys are gonna,
Yeah,
vote
it's
on
already
it.
accounted for.
Yeah, it's already there, but I just wanted to clarify that, Commissioner Solis was saying precinct 3 has a full-time secretary. She's always been part-time. She's never been a full-time employee
Precinct 3?
for precinct 3 JP. She's only part-time.
And at her request, I believe.
At her request. That's to my knowledge. So she's always been part-time. So I know I heard you say that you wanted to also include her as a full-time, but she's always been part-time.
No, I'm talking about the OLS, the positions that we did
Yeah.
use.
Yeah, that one's an OLS position.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever, okay.
Yeah,
The
but
OLS position was a full-time, but, she does stay, part-time, and whenever I get out, she will stay full-time.
yeah, but she's part-time.
Okay, I get it.
So I just wanted to clarify,
Okay, I
and
get
and
it.
just to clarify also, because most of the offices do have more than 2 full-time clerks, so,
Yeah.
I think it's
Well,
only
you-
fair that
just
we
with
have
the exception
also-
of the JPs, you're the
Yes.
only one that.
So hopefully,
We have one.
we'll consider. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Judge.
Item, number 20, so we'll recall that item, Commissioners, or may not take no action on it. We'll take action during the budget portion of it, so we'll just.
No action.
on
We'll
this.
come back to it.
Yeah. Item, number 23 is to approve, the TxDOT 24-25, routine airport maintenance program ramp agreement. Mr. Montes, thank you for joining us. Yes.
Yes, of course. Judge, on this one, remember it used to be a 50-50, well, the second year in a row, now it's gonna be a 90-10 again.
Very good.
So, I mean, we've been working as airport managers with TxDOT and having them cut the
I
costs.
appreciate all your efforts and securing all those, we got $6 million worth of improvements coming in.
Yes, they're coming, they're just trying to, go through the engineering phase, Judge, so it's closed. They
Yes.
just want some add-ons, and that's what's taking it a little longer.
Yeah, but
But-
these are
but it's
projects
approved.
that you can do that might not be included in the major, airport, funding.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
we'll get it done.
And just for clarification, Mr. Montes, the 10% allocation is a county's part, correct?
That's correct,
Okay.
yes. And it's on there, I don't know if y'all got a copy.
Yes.
Yeah, we got it.
So, yes, if we can get it signed today, Judge, that way
Okay.
I can,
Also,
send it back
look
to
at it
TxDOT.
Did they look at the agreement already?
Yes.
Motion to approve, Judge, as presented.
Motion by, Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Morales. All those in favor say aye.
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 Item number 24 is to approve payment of the sponsor's share of the TxDOT landing approach project.
Yes, Judge, that one's gonna be for the approach, for the survey, it's gonna be a total of 97,910, and our share will be 9,791. And it was previously approved, but now we need to submit it before the 20th
Submit it
of
for payment
September.
or?
Yes, our share, the 9,791. And we can get it from the enterprise.
Yes,
fund.
we've got money there in the enterprise.
Yes.
Motion to approve, payment of $9,791.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner, Mendoza. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Which was.
And the information for payment is on the front page, Judge, or, I don't know if y'all
Yeah,
got
we'll
this
get
page.
that done.
Yes.
Today. Just,
Or I'll leave it with Roxy.
yes, and we'll send it out. I think, did you get it out, Gonzalez?
Yes, sir. The
We
nine,
sent, we
No,
can
I'll
send,
give it- I'll
9,781.
give it to him,
yes.
we can send it out this week or?
Judge. Yeah, before the 20th, that
Okay.
way it'll be approved.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's another 90-10 grant.
Yes.
For the approach.
And we need the approach, because a lot of pilots have been asking for a judge, so
Yes.
that would be really good.
We're already
Okay.
selling fuel, correct?
Yes, we've already sold a few loads, so should be out some money.
You can get to us today, get to us today. and feel-
Yes. So,
Right.
we're good.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Judge,
Judge.
Commissioners.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got quite a few projects coming on board. Item number. To review and take action, item number 29, Commissioners, you know, we've been jumping around, but to review and take action on the status of the San Ignacio water plant improvement. Mr. Gonzalez.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Thank you
Good
for,
morning.
moving my item up, because I appreciate that. On the San Ignacio project, we have the contractor working on the, improvements. They've been working on the pipe that's, the gearbox and the mixer that's on the clarifier number 1. They're gonna, purchase a new, interior pipe, the once we drained it and we, cleared it out, it was, too deteriorated to leave as is. It's not gonna be an additional cost for that, but, they are gonna go ahead and replace that,
Okay.
complete. They did.
I think, I'm speaking with the contractors, of course, it's good to have local contractors working on it. You can, go up and ask them exactly, you know, they said some of the tank was salvageable and they were able to do some welding and.
A lot of it was, the metal was still thick enough to where they could salvage, the majority of it.
The majority.
It's just the interior pipe that's gonna be switched out, it's a 30-inch pipe
Yeah.
that's being replaced. And the other thing is the influent, box that's where the raw water's coming in, that one is being replaced completely. That one was, deteriorated, beyond repair. And then also the effluent coming out of the clarifier, same thing. They're building a new one for that. I did ask him for if he had already an update on the changes. He had only had one quote on the additional pipe that we had discussed at the last meeting, and I asked him if he could get another one. I didn't want to bring the court just one, one quote for his change on the piping that's.
You're gonna have to purchase, yeah.
Yes, because we put the project, to try to keep it within budget, we put in all the valves new, but some of the pipes, when we started removing them, we've noticed that they are deteriorated, they're like 30 years old.
Right.
But, we would, maybe, that's when we would consider a change order if we could bring that item. So we'll bring it at the next meeting. I do have, he did provide a cost, request, an increase. We're moving to 35% on the clarifier, and it's 35% also on the filters, and the 35% on the, control box. We moved to 50% on the effluent and influent boxes. Those, they've already built them, they just need to coat them and paint them to install them. That'd be the other 50%, so that's all they had for these last 2 weeks. And the total amount for that was $59,850, for that work. I do have, I guess I have 3 to provide to Ms. Roxy for her, submittal, and we'll send it to Mr. Esser for reimbursement. I think where audit should come in this month. So,
That's what we're shooting.
I did visit with Mr. Esser about trying to get.
Yeah, I think we're out close to $500,000 with all the projects.
Yeah, so I did, bring that, to Mr. Esser's attention so that we could, get that reimbursement coming as soon as possible.
And the invoices for approval on that, Mr. Rosales?
Yes, it's just the invoice for $59,850 for Muflon Oil Field Services.
Motion to approve request,
Motion by
judge for
Commissioner Mendoza.
$59,850 to Muflon.
Seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll move on to item number 30, to review and take action on the status of the Zapata Northwest Booster Station project. And that, of course, is that,
That's the.
our approach to the pavilion that's gonna bring, will augment our water pressure in that area.
Increase the water pressure down there, and we did have we're starting to have, mandatory meetings, on the project, so then we had a meeting on the first of the month. We went over, we met also with the administrator, and, went over what's been completed and what's gonna be completed for this month. What they had for this month was that they're gonna put up fencing, they're gonna work on the pump house or the pump building, and they did already order, and they provided documentation for the ordering of the, hydropneumatic tank. So the only billing that they had was just on that order request. It was 10% of the total of the tank, because then they gotta put some bases, those are not there yet, and then there's some piping, air compressor that gets put in there.
Yeah.
So for this particular invoice, they only had 10% on the hydropneumatic tanks. That was for 22,000, and then with the 5% retainage, it's at 20,900. We did discuss, we have to keep the project on schedule, and, we're gonna have monthly, at the beginning of the month, every month, have a meeting to discuss what got completed from the last month. So the item that he presented was the valves that are gonna be installed for the connection of the fencing and the pump room. So that's where we'll be
Okay.
finishing this one. So
Okay,
this.
well, I'm glad you're just keeping, short,
Yeah, we have a deadline of the end of December
I know.
on both of the
So
projects.
it's important that,
It's important we keep them on track so that we can be eligible for, continued funding.
Yes.
So the invoice is for, Frank's Construction at $20,900.
Motion to approve the request, Judge, for $20,900 to Frank's Construction.
motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 31 is to review replat of lots 6 and 7 in the Ramirez Edition number 2.
It's a miniature of the actual, but we have an idea. Morning. Commissioner and. Judge and Commissioners, if you see the drawing on your left, that one shows the lots as they currently exist. Lot 6 and 7, they currently exist as roughly about 1 acre lots. You have a little table right there below each of the drawings on the right-hand side.
Right.
And it's 1.01 and 1.10 on the existing, the way they currently exist. We're considering to replat them into a 0.88 acre tract and a 1.23 acre tract. The owner that's purchased lot 7 needs a little bit more space for the home that they wanna put there and for the drive. The owner that's gonna be on 6, they have at least 90-foot entrance, which is larger than any of the lots here in town on the town site. And the size of the lot is also larger than any other town site lots.
Does this, contradict any of the requirements? Because I know when this subdivision was, created or platted, there was, I think, some stipulations within the deeds. So does this, affect any of that? Because I was under the understanding that they had to be 1 acre lots.
They didn't want them to be split into halves.
Okay, so they didn't want it to be broken
Like if I buy a
up.
lot and then I wanna cut it in half, then, and make 2 lots out of it, they
Okay.
didn't want that. So I'm not making 2 lots, there's 2 lots, the remaining 2 lots, it's just we're removing a little piece of it to make 1 lot larger and 1 lot smaller, but it's 0.88, so then that, it still complies
It
with
still complies with the
with the requirements that they had. Each of the lots has their own water service, each of the lots has their own sewer service and electrical service.
Judge, I'll make a motion that we approve, the replanning.
Nothing will get
as presented.
infringed, like, nothing will be taken away from the other person.
No.
They're both in agreement, I
They're
imagine.
both, yeah, they're both in agreement and they will both have to sign off on the.
And I'm sure one's getting compensation from the other because they're acquiring
More
more
land.
space.
Correct.
Okay.
They're,
My
Motion
motion
by
stands.
Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, item number 32 is to review and take action on the jail improvement project.
Judge and Commissioners, on the jail improvements, we're moving along pretty good. The last Commissioners Court meeting, we brought in 6 cells that have been completed. At this meeting, we bring in 8 cells that are now completed. So it's for a total of 14 cells. We're roughly about 35% complete with this project. The contractor submitted an invoice for $20,900, and we did do an inspection and review. Upon review and inspection, we did notice that there's 3 cells that are on the receiving area that we did not include on the original bid. They're not as bad as all the other ones that we included, and then when you walk into the cells, there is a main door, and then you go in, and then you can go either to the right or the left. Go to the right, there's an 8-man cell there, and you go to the left, there's another 8-man cell. Those are being repaired, and those doors are being repainted. And then same thing for the other cell, the cell being repaired and repainted, and the door as well. The door to enter into that little area was not included on that.
And it just need to be repainted.
So it's just, that just really needs to be repainted. So there's about 4 doors for the 8-man cells. There's 6 doors to the 8-man cells, and just so that we don't have pretty much the majority of the jail already repainted and upgraded, and then we have 3 cells and 6 doors that are.
Do we have a quote that was submitted for that?
We don't have,
Work?
I wanted to first ask permission from the court, if I can entertain a quote and see if we can get a
Yeah.
change request on that. So for now, we just have an invoice for the work being completed so far, but, I can ask for a quote for that,
Judge, I'll make a motion that we approve the invoice to Campos Construction for $20,900 and to authorize Mr. Gonzalez to get a quote for the additional work.
Okay. Campos is $20,900 also? How much is the invoice for?
20,900, that's what comes.
Yes, Campos Construction.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got 2 invoices,
Coincidence.
the one before, the item before, it just.
You're sure they're
Same
both,
amount,
they're
yeah.
both 20,900? Frank's and this one?
Maybe
Well,
you
this
got
one's
a-
20,900, and Frank's is, I haven't read it.
Was
Yeah, it is the same amount.
Just in case.
It's 20,900, yes.
That's why it kind of.
Coincidence.
It's coincidence. I have the breakdown here.
Sometimes they're typos.
No, it's not. So here's the breakdown of the sales. bid.
Okay.
And here's the breakdown for the,
Very well.
and the breakdown for, I'll give them to you.
Yeah. All right, so it is 20,900, of course. So that, the project is, how much?
35%.
35%.
35%. Okay, so
14 cells.
motion by Commissioner Mendoza to approve the payment to,
And
Campos
then,
Construction for
you'll bring that quote
20,900.
now for the next.
Seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez, appreciate you.
25?
We
We
stay on
have a
25.
long agenda. To approve the rates, item number 25, Commissioners, to approve the rates for the air evac rate change, to be effective January 1st, 2025. Ms. Nelly?
Increase, decrease, Nelly, what are we looking at?
Decrease.
On this one, it's a small increase, right now we're paying about $6 a month per employee.
And that's of course 100% covered by the employee, right?
Yes, it's covered 100%.
Motion to approve, Judge, as presented.
So the new
What's
rate
the-
is gonna be $7.
Increase in dollars? Okay. Motion by Commissioner Mendoza to approve the rate of $7 per pay period or per month?
This is, per month, so,
And it's
it goes out to about less than $3 per pay period.
Yeah.
And it, okay, so it,
The employee covers it, it's.
but is it voluntary or is
It's
everybody?
voluntary, yes,
Oh.
and he will be here, I believe, on Wednesday.
I don't even know if I'm on or not, I'm getting, I need it probably.
It covers your whole family, Judge. It covers your whole
everybody who's in
family.
your
Yeah,
household.
we'll make sure who's on it, we need to get a memo, I'm not sure if I'm on it or not.
Yes, they will be here on Wednesday doing open enrollment, and if
Okay,
you
good.
need to know, I can
Good,
let you
yeah.
know who's enrolled.
All right, thank you.
I'm not sure.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Garza to approve the new rate of $7 per month per employee on a voluntary basis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 26 is to approve the Tech Association of Counties Workers Compensation Renewal for 2025.
Judge Commissioners, this one, the coverage period is from January 1st, 2025 to January 1st, 2026. We are just submitting at the moment, we are submitting the renewal questionnaire based on the report that we have to submit to them. So it's just a continuation.
Motion to approve, second, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Solis, second by Commissioner Mendoza. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank
Motion
you.
carries. Item number 27, is that, we taking that one up for the budget or no?
Yes.
No. 27 is separate, right? Chief, we're not, your request for Mr. Aguilar?
It's for the same one,
Yeah, it's for the budget.
Yeah, it's for
Oh,
the
okay,
budget.
okay, we'll go back to that.
No action, yeah.
No action.
We're at number 33. To consider and approve the resolution authorizing publication of notice of intention to use certificates of obligation. Commissioner, we had brought in a resolution, I guess, a month or so ago, to make substantial improvements to our sand pipes, water storage tanks, our lift stations, and also to help us with the matching of the airport. What was the other one? I think the Emergency Operations Center. So we had initially requested to publicize $2.8 million in certificates of obligation. Since then, we have had more requests from especially the Road and Bridge Department of equipment that is necessary for their departments, which includes a grappler truck. I think there's been a request for
Sweepers.
For what that?
The
Sweepers, tractor.
And the pneumatic roller.
A pneumatic roller.
So this is gonna be a completely new certificate of obligation then, or?
Because we missed the deadline, because we didn't have the audit, we can basically start over.
Okay.
For a larger amount.
Okay.
So, I think, Mr. Tirina kind of recommended that we, go up to the $4 million mark to see if there are any other, types of.
Allow enough cushion there in case anything is added. I'll make a motion that we approve the, resolution authorizing publication of notice, Judge, for the CO.
Not to exceed $4 million.
Not to exceed 4 million, Mary, I'll include that in the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay, so now we're at,
34.
Do we have any other ones?
No, the ones are just the budget.
We'll go, I guess we're ready for the budget. I guess, are we ready to, do you have the figures? Okay, so we'll go on to item number 11, deliberate consider action, to adopt the Zapata County budget for fiscal year 2024. Do you have it itemized so we can vote on each request?
We have it, I guess, here and then whatever we have.
Yes.
I guess we can start off with, Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Rodriguez's request, Judge.
I've got two sets, and I have the wrong set. I can't find the set that I gave you. All right, so beginning at the very top, AgriLife, with our county extension agent, Mr. Jesse Rodriguez, he's requesting, travel from, increase from 3,000 in the proposed budget to 4,500.
Motion to approve.
Approved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that one will be approved. Keeping with the same department, AgriLife, Jesse Rodriguez, he wants an increase for his fuel and lubricants from the original proposed budget of 2,000 to up to 3,600, which is an increase of 1,600.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Aye.
Second by Commissioner Garza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Fire Department, repairs and maintenance from the proposed budget of 30,000 to an increase to 45,000, which is an increase of 15,000.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved. EM management to fire transfer position from 61,100 to 66,147, an increase of 5,047. Is that correct, then?
Yes. Motion to approve, Judge.
Does that include,
It includes fringe.
includes what?
It
Fringe.
includes the fringe.
Fringe and overtime? Yes.
That's gonna be for the new employee, correct?
We're transferring Mr. Garcia's position to EMT.
I'll second that motion.
But for 61,000, or was it, you're gonna do something else with, you're gonna start the EMT cause that was a high paying position.
The only information that I gave when I came to the court, when I did the transfer, it was the hourly rate, it's at $13 an hour.
So it's gonna be much less, so basically we need to figure,
No, that's the, what I got when I calculated.
But
Mr.
it's with
Garcia.
overtime, that's why.
Yes,
it's with
it
overtime.
has the overtime, that's why it's so high, the 66,000.
Includes the overtime.
Okay, so that's what our EMTs make with
No.
overtime.
no. It all depends how much they work, but we can't start that salary at
I
61,000.
guess what the judge is saying is that we need to
Well,
implement it
it's-
at base salary plus
It's
fringe.
at the
Yeah.
13,
Can we
That's
figure,
what we
can we
need to
figure that
figure.
out?
Okay,
it
can
was
you
at the
figure that out, please?
13, hold on.
13, what was it, chief?
1328.
1328?
No, it's 13 flat.
13 flat.
Hourly rate.
See if we can figure that out, Mr. Eby.
So that's 27,040 That's at 2,080 hours, which is what we get paid. So it's, the base salary is $27.40, is that correct? Plus fringe?
It was at $13 an hour.
Yeah.
So for that salary, it comes out to
27.40.
Yeah, the base plus
the
fringe.
base, yeah.
Was it fringe?
Without the fringe, I'm not gonna have fringe for that.
But with the remainder, Danny, can you approach?
It's
with
27
the remainder of that salary, Danny, you wanted to move it to something else, didn't you?
Not necessarily, Judge, it was just the increase from the, repairs and maintenance from 30 to 45.
Because the salary of the fire marshal's position is a higher paid salary than
It
the.
was at 42, I believe.
Yeah, this is 27.40.
So you have a $15,000 adjustment there that, from, if you move one position to the next, if you're just gonna transfer it, you're not gonna pay the EMT the same as.
No, of course not. That's why I said, like, I didn't come up with the whole fringe. I don't know how to do that.
So he wants to eliminate the fire marshal,
Yeah,
fire marshal position.
Yeah, the that's including the fringe, and what I did was, on the other one, since they are eligible, they get overtime.
Yeah, but you can't.
The overtime
that
has
one
been
is
the
just
overtime line, I know.
The 27,040 is
So
the
it'll be a
salary.
decrease of whatever the difference.
But we still need the fringe
We
amount.
still need the
Can you
fringe.
figure that out for us? We'll come back to it.
How much was the position right now? 42 what?
For the, when was it,
Emergency
fire
management?
marshal's office?
Yes.
It was at 42,000 even, I believe. I have to go back
It's
and
a
check.
14,960 difference.
Yes, but that's not including the
Fringe
overtime.
benefits.
We're gonna include the fringe though. So it's 27,040, excuse me.
But he wanted the extra 15,000 to repair the maintenance.
If that's what the court.
That was the
of course.
request, I remember.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and we did approve the 15.
It's a separate
already,
item.
so-
It's a separate
If
item.
it's a separate item, but for this one, it's gonna be a decrease of whatever it is.
And we'll get thrown to the repairs and maintenance. Okay.
Can we come back to that one, Judge?
Sure. Or, you almost done?
Mm-hmm. It's 41,363.
41,363.
A decrease of,
Was it, are we gonna do it from the 61,100?
yes.
It's a decrease of 19,737.
And 15 will be used for the repairs and maintenance.
Eventually, but this one's in payroll, so it'll be another.
So I'll make a motion to approve that transfer, Judge, of 41,363 from the fire marshal to the EMT position. New position that you requested.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Second the motion,
Motion by
Judge.
Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item, constables,
Thank you,
1
Judge.
through 4, thank you, Danny, I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Chief.
Constables 1 through 4, travel.
Motion to
We've
approve.
had 500 for many, many years, but this year, the constables have a training that's due every 4
Mandatory.
years.
Yes,
Yeah.
Judge, it's every term, and this is towards the latter part of our finishing term.
So that's the increase of $1,000.
So total increase of 4,000. Motion to approve, Judge.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mendoza.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
District clerk, travel increase from 3,000 to 5,000, increase of 2,000. You have a conference?
Yes, sir, and Judge, I also decreased my,
Yes.
the supplies to kind of offset it a little bit, and then the eye docket was also from 7,500, went down to 1,000.
That's
So
fine.
that was a huge difference right there.
Okay.
Motion to
I'll
approve.
second that
Motion to
Thank you.
approve by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
District clerk, general supplies reduction from 3,500 to 3,000, a decrease
Motion
of.
to approve.
Motion to
Second.
approve by Commissioner Solis, seconded by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
JP's salaries increase, JP salary clerks, to match
The clerk for precinct 4.
was at 28,000. So it would be an increase of $16,014 to make sure everything.
It comes out to an increase of $5,338, Judge, per clerk. I believe that's with fringe.
For the 3 other clerks.
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve, Judge.
Is there a second? Motion and a second. Any discussion? I mean, that's a substantial increase for employees, while the rest of us are kind of being hurt. There's been no other raises for, the other 300 employees, just for food for thought. I mean, we start giving raises and it'll never end. I mean, the difference in those salaries is, that she had been employed for many, many years. Is it the right way to do things? I mean, I think it'd be difficult for her to lose her salary that she had garnered for all those years of service. But to bring everybody else up to her, well then, we're gonna have requests from every other department too. It just, and we don't have, I mean, just by what we're doing, we're increasing, every time we're increasing our budget. I vote against the salary increase, not on the basis of merit, but just because of where we're at and just the rest. But we got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll go ahead and retract my motion.
Okay, so you got a motion still, Commissioner? You want to continue your motion? Is there a second?
Let me see here. So right now, all the other clerks are at 22,922.
And Ms. Gigi, Riojas is at 28 because she was at the treasurer's office and transferred over there with her salary.
Okay, I'm sorry, no, I think it's 23,922, Judge, sorry, they went up $1,000.
We did pick up the, each employee's gonna, pay more on the insurance.
Yes.
So I agree with that, Judge. I'll go ahead and vote against.
Yeah. Okay, so.
It's just difficult, man, I agree.
The clerk, so the clerks are at 23,922, and then Ms. Riojas is at 28,290.
So it's a fair request by the judge, but I think, and of course I see Judge Booney, is she here? Yes, it's a fair request. There is a difference in payment. It just, and would you like to see an equitable pay scale?
Well, hopefully in the years to come, we'll be able to take care of that, hopefully with the solar farm projects, if they go successful.
I'd be inclined to help them with the extra staff, then, and instead of having both raised, because the extra staff is not gonna come in at the same level.
Right.
If you get your permanent.
They'll come in at the minimum at the 10.
Yeah.
I'll rescind the motion, Judge, so
We'll just deny that one, not on the basis of merit, just because we're gonna move forward on that one. Okay.
So, that one, it'll be motion to deny, Judge. I'll go ahead and change the motion to
Okay,
deny.
motion denied by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion denied. Tax assessor collectors, maintenance.
We denied that one.
That was
Motion to deny.
Deny, she's gonna decrease it. I appreciate that. A motion and a second, well, we didn't take no action on that. It'll be deny, right? Motion to deny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sheriff's County Jail positions, we already voted to approve those increases of 10,000. We budgeted 80, so it's gonna be 10,000 more. And we voted in last Commissioner's Court to increase for the position.
On the following page, you'll have the road and bridge precinct 2.
Wait, can we cover the other additions? It was a increase for,
So everything that came in today, right? So.
yeah, everything that came in today, which I think is the one that we had here for the item 27, I believe. Was a request of the chief.
So,
how many cents increase, Chief, was that one?
21.
21 cents. Do we have a total impact to the budget?
Yeah, it was, like about 1,000, sorry, I was working. It was about 1,100 on the difference on that one.
We can approve that. you're gonna have some monies from your, EMT position, so.
Left over.
Yeah.
Yeah, motion to approve on that one, Judge, an increase on, how many
What?
cents, Chief?
21.
21 cents, which, should not exceed $1,100 per year.
Once we approve the final version, right now we'll approve all the requests, then, we can move on, and, if we have to recess.
Yeah.
To get the final version, we need to make sure everything's on
Right.
point,
Yeah.
exactly what we, so that one is a motion, by Commissioner Mendoza, second by Commissioner Solis, to approve the 21 cents for the firefighter position. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, so that one's approved. Next, we have,
The museum, Judge.
the museum request for 25,000 additional from
Motion to
the.
approve, Judge, on that one.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Morales. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Did we write them all down, actually, the new requests?
And then we have the.
Can I have your copy, or have a copy? I don't. Well, I have some. Let's see if I don't need anybody out. We'll move to the JP's, request that the
Clerks and
three.
Two, Judge.
The two clerks for precinct 1 and 2, become full-time clerks.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza. Is there a second?
Did we get the total, Ms. Trevino, for the full-times and part-times, please?
For 2 is,
For, full-time, the total with fringe is 34,956.40 per employee. And part-time is 18,360.
So at full-time, it would be $69,912.80 for the two positions for JP 1 and 2. My motion stands, Judge, to approve.
okay, motion by Commissioner Mendoza, to approve full-time clerk positions, who are currently filled, with, I think precinct 1 is, Brenda Gonzalez, precinct 2 is Veronica Lanis. Am I correct? Yes, okay.
Okay, so we'll basically be bringing those positions, Judge Bruni, and making them permanent positions within our general order.
Got a motion, is there a second?
And in all these positions, I don't know if I'm making myself, clear, it's, I'm asking for the total, full-time? For all.
the 6.
For all positions that need to be, filled up again?
It was
That
for 6 positions. You're looking at $209,742.
742, okay, and, part-time?
Part-time is $110,166.
But we're tackling this item because this was a specific item requested individually for
Right,
these
I
two
know, but I
positions.
definitely gotta see the full
Yeah,
amount.
no, I understand.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's a double, so initially, Judge, you had proposed 600,000, deficit,
We're at, 600,000 even.
plus all the changes that we just went through, which is another 90, and then plus the additional positions, correct?
Yes, so you're looking at, close to 800. Your total, if we go full-time with everything, it'll be 800 and some. If we go some full-time, some part-time, it
And,
depends.
and last year, and for the record, you know, we definitely don't wanna get rid of anybody. We definitely wanna keep everybody on board. You know, we also, at the same time, we wanna bring down the deficit. I mean, we know it's not gonna happen overnight or in 1 year. Last year, I believe we had it, what, 1.3?
We were at,
Projected.
a million.
A million, and right now, so, okay, so we'll still bring it down 200,000, even at full-time, we'll still bring it down about 200,000, is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
I have the budget right here for this year. Get you the exact number, Commissioner, so we can be on the same page in the public.
You know, and then again, these were grant positions, they were not, budgeted for before, so we also have to understand that as well. They weren't guaranteed forever, you know, it is unfortunate that, it does come to an end, and you know, a lot sooner than what was expected. But they were grant positions as well.
So we had, total revenues, our current year, 15,880,909, and total expenditures of 16,899,882, so it's a little over $1 million. And the proposed budget, as we, that we were considering, is, so we have total revenues, of course, they went down because our tax revenues went substantially down. We lost $600,000 worth of tax revenue. Our total revenues are $15,430,824. And total expenditures in the proposed budget is $16,030,945. So we reduced it almost 900,000. 860,000. Now, so we have reduced it 860,000, the proposed budget. We may, if we add how much, 200 and what?
Well, 209,000, I'm just.
But that's only OLS. That's not including anything else.
That's what I'm saying, the other request that we just approved, we just went up another 90,000, you know, so then this is, you know, aside. So I'm just talking about, you know, 4 years from now, you know, we gotta be ready for 4 years from now and not continue to add when we're trying to bring down the cost. You know, at what point are we gonna start, you know, deflating that? You know, which it is, I mean, we'll drop it about 150,000 from last year, you know, rough estimate.
Judge, may I speak? Or
Yes,
something more?
please approach Judge. Yeah, these are difficult, because these grants place us in a very difficult position of having really good employees come in and then funding dries up.
Judge and commissioners, and I understand because as you all know, I sat there for 8 years and I understand your position and it's very difficult. Right, and the only thing that we're asking is just at least to have those full-time clerks so we can bring in more revenues, because at the same time, you are gonna be losing, because we're gonna be losing phone calls and people coming in.
But the
We only
positions have been here a year and a half, the revenue has been, you know, increasing for the past 3 or 4, 5 years.
We have 2 full-time employees,
Right,
that's
but
why.
yeah.
And if you, like I showed you the numbers, and before, when you had only well, Ms. Gutierrez is here, when she was there by themselves, it's only just 1 clerk, and you miss out. Now that we have this new program, like I said, back in 21, we have more collections that come in through the phone. So who's gonna be answering the phone when one of the clerks is out, or the other clerk is on, you know, not there, or I'm not there?
Oh, and
Who's gonna be
I see the numbers are
And
there,
it's,
you know, the
and
numbers don't
they're
lie.
going up with this new system, it's 100 and some mostly every year since, back in 21. So I'm not justifying the other offices if they do bring in money or not, and it's actually a service that we're providing, it's not about the money that we're bringing in, but a service. So if you don't have a clerk available, well, you don't have service available for the community, and we do have people that come in from out of town to pay citations, and if one of the clerk is out.
No, I definitely understand that, Judge. The only issue is, you know, everything has gone up. The insurance has gone up for every employee. So we're adding more to the deficit, but we have to pick up, you know, so that's the
And that's revenue that we're gonna be bringing in more. Cause like I said, we're like in 120, every year. And if we have working, you know, the clerks working in as full-time, we'll get more revenues in because the office is open to provide that service.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying, if we don't provide that service, having that full-time clerk, and all the offices have 2 clerks, Commissioner, they all have at least 2. This office is the only one that has been operating with 1 clerk, so it's not like I'm asking for.
No, and I understand that it's just,
So
you know,
I think
it
we
was
should take that into
it was
consideration.
previous to the grant, you know, so
Yeah.
they've
And I
always
know,
operated.
because like I said, I was there, and we all know
Exactly.
that they were just at will there for the 2 years
Exactly.
with a grant, but now I'm here asking that, now that we have a new system, we need that extra.
And I see that, I agree with you.
That extra clerk, so we can bring in those extra revenues that are coming
We all
in.
have our opinion, and I respect that, but there is a motion on the floor, Judge. I did make a motion to
Yeah,
approve.
but there is a motion to approve.
Yeah, but we're still discussing, I mean, it's still, I'm getting more knowledge from the JP, from her as well. And this is, I mean, next year, you know, maybe we can get more monies that come in from OLS. We don't know if we can get it back, you know, that's up in the air, so
Well,
hopefully.
there has been one arrest this weekend. So we're gonna have to,
It's moving along.
And anyways, well, talking about the rest, that's what we do, we have all
No,
the
no,
arrests,
and I agree with you,
all
Judge.
civil cases, and for 1 clerk,
No,
Commissioner.
no, I agree with you there.
It's really hard, and it just makes it very difficult
Yes,
for
yes, yes.
an office to operate with one
Of course,
clerk. How
of
has
course.
it been like that for years and, never anyone had approached Commissioner's Court?
No, and I agree with you 100%. Just like the salaries of the secretaries is so different. Right. It's never been the right time. How do we adjust it when we're in a deficit? And we're
Yeah,
hurting.
exactly, like you say, it's never gonna be a right time, but the thing is that we do need that extra, clerk, judge, commissioners, and I hope y'all do consider it, because we do need them. And if we want those revenues to be, coming in as they are, we do need that extra help.
Would we be able to try these on a year-to-year basis? Or?
Well, everything's year to year, Commissioner, so yes. But once once an employee's established, and has tenure, we've gone through layoffs, it's very difficult.
Right.
But it can happen, I mean, we were forced
This year, we're gonna be bringing in the money, if you see that next year, the revenues of our, offices didn't go up, well, y'all can do a budget cut and they'll be the
So
first one to
that's
say
what we're
fine.
facing today, potential layoffs, because funding, dried up from the state revenues. Next year, if values continue to go down, we may have to, and there's basically no positions that are secure.
And
Do we
my
need them?
motion, sorry, Judge, my motion was based my motion of support is based specifically on results.
Yes.
The fact that precinct 1 and 2 bring in a significant amount of money.
So that
And
means
again,
that there's a lot of
that money comes
activity.
into the commissioner's budget so that we can continue to maintain our precincts, which is very important.
Yes.
So that's the basis for my support
Well, thank
of
you,
your
Commissioner,
request.
and I appreciate that, because like I say, and the more, if we have another clerk and we send in more of those, requests for people to come in and pay, but we do need that extra help in the office.
And I agree, and as I mentioned, when you guys, you ladies stepped up, you guys are bringing in a lot of revenue, way more than expected, just like Ms. Dora just did as well. She presented the documents as that. It's just, we continue to grow, and at what point, is it, is
The
it?
belt loop just.
Well, yeah, so that's a difficult part, right, and you were here, so you definitely understand, that's the only thing, I'm not discrediting your office, they're doing a phenomenal job.
And thank you thank you, but like I said, it's not here, like I said, about the money that we're bringing in, it's the service that our office, precinct 1 and 2, are one of the two offices that have more, volume of people coming in, more volume of phone calls coming in. So you can't really say, we all have to.
And we see it in the monthly reports, the
Yes.
revenue you guys bring in.
So, and like we showed you, if you see back years back then, the amount of money was lower, because now with this system that we're getting more, those, roundups, those warrant roundups. So more people are coming in the office, wanting to pay their citations.
Right, yeah, we see the numbers.
So, like I said, hopefully you take that into consideration.
Yes, I take everything into
Commissioner, like I
consideration.
said, I know
Of
that
course.
all the departments are important, but the only thing that's missing with the JP precinct 2, that we only have one clerk, and I think at least we should have 2. And I don't think I'll come back and ask for another one, later, or whoever sits.
Can we get that in writing, Judge?
Or anybody that sits in this, because we're all at will, so anybody that takes over, I don't think they'll be coming up and asking for another clerk, but I think 2 clerks in JP office, I think it should be really, considered.
It's justifiable, Judge,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. You got a motion, is there a second?
Commissioners, anything else, Commissioners?
Anything else?
Anybody wanna add to that?
The numbers,
Oh,
everyone.
yes, Judge, and we have 2 offices, one in San Ignacio and one in Zapata, so, as well.
And I know that we cannot, sometimes it's hard to pick and choose, but we need to look at the needs of every department.
Everybody's needs are different.
Some might be part-time, some might be full-time, so, but everyone that came into this position through all of this, everyone knew exactly what they were coming into to do. That as long as the funding was there, the positions were gonna be there. Okay, so now, we're the ones in the spot saying, well, what's gonna happen to those positions?
Yeah.
So, we just need to be mindful of that. Okay? 'Cause-
Whether that's the case, Commissioner, we shouldn't have approved the additional month because the grant is over. I mean, if we're going by that, the grant is over, we shouldn't be putting any more money into it. I mean,
Yeah. And again, it's based on.
Exactly, yeah.
There's-
Yeah, we can't do one size fits all and say everybody or nobody, no, because the needs are different depending on the department. And like I said, I can justify the support of this item because we see the numbers. That's all it is. It's not anything else other than I can, with a clean conscience, support this because I know what these two departments bring into our coffers every month. That's all. If y'all don't agree, that's fine. I mean, it is what it is.
They bring in, yeah, good numbers, yeah. Well, if there is a motion on the floor for the judge, precinct 1 and 2, the both judges came up and made their request that their 2 clerks, be made full-time. Is there a second?
We just need to make sure that, she mentioned something about a year, right?
Evaluated on an annual basis, the need for it.
I think, you know, as that was mentioned, you know, I think we need to go off a year basis and, you know, like he said, just evaluate those, because we are gonna tackle on, you know, we're gonna take on a good 200,000 for these positions that were not there, you know, budgeted for, you know, so.
If they all go full-time.
Yeah, if they all go full-time, I mean, but.
And any position can be cut at any time during the budget year, so.
Judge, as long as we go on a year-to-year basis, Judge, I mean, we're in a very tough position, but I do see their point, I do see 100% what they do, on a yearly basis. And that goes for every employee, right? That's not just their office, but their numbers are, you know, significantly high, you know. You know, I'll second that motion, but as long as we go on a year-to-year basis with these added positions, whichever ones, you know, add for, that's what I'll be good with that.
Got a motion and a second to, increase, 2 full-time positions for JPs 1 and 2, a total of 69,912, which is salaries plus change. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
There an aye? Well, raise your hands, whatever's against. Wait, Commissioner? That's fine. I mean, let's move forward. We survived this year. I think we can survive one more year.
Thank you, Judge.
Was anybody against?
Huh?
Nobody
against.
Nobody against, okay.
Next, we have the district clerk part-time. Is there a motion at a $317,757?
I'll make a motion to, get that with full-time as well.
Full-time as well,
Full-time, yes.
that will be.
Full-time. It'll be what, 34,956?
Yes.
Where was that,
This is also on
All of them are, in my opinion, is they go on a year-to-year basis, so I would like that on the record. Now, the numbers also, she exceeded the numbers as well, so, you know, if I'm gonna go with one, I'm gonna go with all.
It's not included in your packet, this was something that was added, at
but
the
you
second.
submitted something separate, Ms. Martinez?
Yes, she did.
I provided you with the numbers and different, copies of.
Moved it to a different file. Got a lot of paperwork in front of us. So I'm sorry,
So his motion, was if it's at that same,
oh, here it is.
It's gonna be
it's
34,956.
Okay, 34,956.
And this one is also gonna be 100% general fund, Judge?
Yeah, they're all.
Okay.
What
What was the amount?
34,956, the same as, each individual clerk.
And we also saw an increase, from 85,000 that was projected to, 130 with 51.
Ms. Martinez, can I ask you, I brought it up during the treasurer's report.
I heard that.
There was a significant increase, to the deposit. What was that for?
This is from excess proceeds from sales, tax sales.
Okay.
It happens about twice a year that we get these big chunks that they come in.
Okay.
And we just received that in August.
Oh, okay. It was a big jump. I mean.
Yes, I know.
We were
It
saying
doesn't look right.
and then 70-some thousand,
Yes,
so
it
I
doesn't
was
look right,
curious.
but that's what it was.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So is there a motion on the floor, Judge?
Yeah, I got a motion and a second.
Okay. Who seconded?
That was a motion.
Oh, here's a motion. For a full-time. You got a second? Is there a second?
based on the same,
Same.
Criteria?
criteria.
We got a second by Commissioner Morales. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. So now we have the courthouse maintenance. This was a position that was, eliminated last year when retiring, that's Maria Gutierrez. I would like to, transfer Ms. Dione Hernandez to that position.
What's the salary, Judge?
Her salary, because of her tenure, is $35,048.
Is that with fringe?
The fringe will be, 51,148.
I'll make a motion that we approve, the addition of that position, Judge, for 51,148, including fringe.
That motion also on your ear.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, second by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next item is a, bailiff. Mr. Fonzie Montes, has done an outstanding job, with our, as you know, our recovery of the, making sure that the amusement redemption machine, operations are kept in line. That is handled through my office. He's also been serving, the constables, providing the majority of service citations on their behalf. He's been doing that, so, and like I mentioned, I've never had a bailiff till now in 16 years that I've been here. And it certainly makes me, reassuring that I have a bailiff, in case something, happens within the court.
Ms. Nelly, that was also, included with the 209?
No.
That was not included?
He's part of the six.
Yeah.
Or if he's part of the six?
He was
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
the 6, right? So it's
Okay, so what's that salary, Judge?
It would be the same, 51,148.
Motion to approve, Judge, is presented.
I'll second.
Motion to approve as presented, motion by Commissioner Mendoza, second by Solis, second by Commissioner Mendoza. All those in favor say aye.
I think, safety is very important, Judge. I think we've been very blessed that nothing has ever happened here on the grounds of the courthouse, considering that we're probably the only courthouse in the state of Texas that has 4 entrances to it that are not supervised.
It's,
I've
noticed the difference.
It is
Commissioner. I
important.
feel more at ease, honestly, having, I know we've got the county attorney's, office, but, to have, that level of protection as a judge, I think is important.
He's been helping out as well, precinct 3 with the ordinances. So
Well, and he's been
I'll let that
assisting
be
the,
Fonzie Montes.
yeah, he's been assisting the JPs as well, so.
These are all the words that-
Was that it?
Brianna's insurance for 6 months.
Do we have an amount for that?
5,000.
I'm the one who asked for the least.
Yeah, about 4,800.
4,800, motion to approve, Judge, a
Thank
request
you.
for $4,800 for the insurance for that employee.
Okay,
Second.
motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Are we good? Is that it?
That's it.
That includes everybody.
Let's move on before somebody else comes up. Now's the time. You know that?
La part-timer del shop, la part-timer del shop, para que no la corran.
Ah,
Ya sin trabajo.
that not.
Oh. Yes, Commissioner, y'all wanna make you wanna make that request, Commissioners, a shop, part-time?
Isn't the one that was in budget before?
Correct.
That one was in OLS or anything.
That'll be coming out of Road and Bridge.
Is
I
she-
think we have a little bit of room in Road and Bridge for that
Should
position.
we have some wiggle room in there?
It's only part-time, please.
I don't.
Nelly, I believe we're getting by with fumes and water bridge, correct?
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Do we have, Ms. Peña, Ms. Peña? She not here?
Mireya.
Mireya?
No, no.
To see how she's been doing, how she's been.
You mentioned earlier, no, that she's been doing good there.
Yes. Well, that's what, she made that request.
What would be the
I
amount?
mean, we have a fund balance of 300,000.
A little bit less than 300.
What would be the amount though?
Less than 300?
You're looking, if you're gonna do a part-time, it's 18,000.
Is that what she's currently getting right now?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion
I'll make a
to keep her, on a part-time basis of 18,000, is that correct?
Well, just 4 hours a week,
18,360.
right, 4 hours a day?
4 hours a day,
20 hours.
20 hours,
20 hours.
same as the golf course in the cemetery.
All right, motion by Commissioner Solis and seconded by Commissioner Garza as Road and Bridge part-time, grounds, maintenance. Well, shop maintenance, right, that's a shop.
Judge, are you gonna, include the JP clerk, or is for precinct 3?
Oh, precinct 3 is the part-time, we missed that one.
Did the judge request that, or?
Is that the one that says she's part-time already?
but that was part
It was
of your.
part-time, I mean, it was full-time OLS, but she was doing part-time, and Maria was out, she would.
I mean, I think, if Judge Munoz would have needed that position, he would have formally requested it, to continue like the other JPs.
Did he mention anything, then?
Not to me. But it was mentioned, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Right, but he didn't formally request that the other JPs. There's no request for it, I mean,
The other one that we need to consider is the changes for, Commissioner Morales.
Oh, yeah, we put those up.
And then, yeah.
so we're done with the,
We approved Morales's,
No, well, yeah, since it wasn't.
well,
he
I'll
just
make a
need-
motion to approve.
I'll second the motion, approve the special warrant bridge precinct to,
it's just a restructuring of positions.
Yeah,
right?
restructuring the positions and we're actually saving, what, 1463?
Yes.
Well,
Savings,
that was-
motion by Commissioner Morales, second.
Garza Solis.
No, Garza, Commissioner Garza, seconded by Commissioner Solis to approve the new, salary.
Do we have to go
structure.
by each
Positions.
individual,
Yeah.
like crew leader, like?
No. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So that was included.
That was
Other
included with the
breakdown,
209 right
Judge,
here.
from the SO and county attorney, does that have to individually be taken on, or it's just, pretty much?
I think we need to approve the Operation Lone Star, so we have four, and of course, like, Dr. Rodriguez said, there's, tentatively approved, but there will be 4 additional, deputy sheriff positions.
Okay.
And, well, actually, 2 deputy sheriff positions at 45 and 2 detention officers. That's the funding that's been approved. And then the SB 22 grant, we need to approve, the supplement or the matching to get them up to the 45,000, which includes, quite a few at $6,000. But that will be in the general order. So I don't think there's any changes to that, right, Roger?
No, it would stay the same.
In the general order for the SB 22 for the, detention officers, they did get about like a $70 increase.
Okay, there was an increase, so.
Well, I guess just to protect the judge, I'll make a motion that we approve all the new submittals by the sheriff's department for those 4 new positions and all the adjustments for SB 22 for sheriff's department and county attorney.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion and a second, but we have the county attorney also, did with the SB 22.
Yes.
He did request some changes, so you're including that in the
Yes,
motion?
I'm including the county attorney's request under SB 22 as well.
Okay, got a motion and a second, and all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Okay. So, we're ready to, we'll have to come back to approve the final version of the budget, the amounts, the general order. Maybe Commissioner, we can take a recess, and y'all can come back and, and finish it, let the staff be able to work on it and complete.
So, active 30.35.
Or we can, recess until the next meeting. I mean, we got all of September, but I think most of the changes.
The only thing is, if you wait till the next meeting, that'll give us like 3 days to upload all the,
I mean, if y'all are-
budget.
It's a payroll.
Yeah,
week.
but we
And
could do it
payroll.
today.
I'll do it today.
Yeah. We can come back later.
Okay, but there's a few more items that we need to go over in the court, but I guess for the sake of 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, we'll recess and come back once we have everything in place.
Judge, I think we could approve 15 and
Well, it's all with the budget, so.
I would do them all with the
Just
budget
wait.
after recess.
All right.
Item, number, 34, to request that fees be waived for the use of the Zapata County Pavilion for a bingo fundraiser hosted by the Hope and Faith Crime Victim Center volunteers on the following dates: September 25th, October 23rd, and November 20th. Mr. Peña.
Good morning,
Secretary.
Judge.
Morning, Chief. Morning, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing
Good,
good.
how are you? We're seeking to have the fee waived for the Crime Victim Center. We're starting a new center in Zapata County that's gonna service, victims locally, and, it's gonna be open for all advocates that wanna have part in it. but we're starting fundraisers to buy toys, to buy clothing, to buy items that the victims may need. Because we're, as of right now, we're starting to no more than 24 hours to house them in a more.
So y'all are setting up a nonprofit for this?
Yes.
See, because we just got word that, Mr. Bigler, does your office provide the service? The crimes victim?
You work in conjunction with the sheriff's department?
Yes, we do, and, well,
So this will be in
Can I-
addition
can
to
I-
what's
can I
already
say
the sheriff?
something?
Yes.
It's for a center, like an actual center that we have.
Okay.
The other day I had to take a victim to Laredo. I got back like at 2, close to 3 in the morning. It was a mother with 5 children. If we would have had, if we would have had the center already, we could have housed them there. This past month, we've had about 10 EPOs.
Yeah, that the sheriff, currently the sheriff department handles.
Yes, I handle that there.
Yeah.
I'm the
So
one that handles-
currently, Judge, let me ask
But
you.
we wanna have a center where we can house these women.
So right now, if you have, let's say, a woman and her children that they come to you that they need assistance, where are you currently housing them?
In Laredo or the Valley, but we have to transport them.
So it's got.
At whatever time we get them.
And this is just
It's like Casa
basically,
Misericordia.
this is just gonna be basically a temporary location
Yes.
before they can be transported
Yes,
out.
or before
So-
we can get something, by other means, that, to have a bigger place, if everything goes well, God willing.
And you'll also work in conjunction with the Children's Advocacy
Yes.
Center and all
Yes,
that
yes.
with these victims and.
I think to dispel some of the local gossip that has been going around, the victims program is not the same as a victims center. The center houses the people there temporarily, either to hide or in between the time that we find a bed for them, then we take them. Sometimes they have to sleep on the floor with blankets from the jail. So
But what's your status right now? You applied?
we've applied in the state and we have 3 board members so far, and we're having a meeting to recruit more board members to.
I think that's where you need to start. Have something in place that you can come to the court and say, look, the state has accredited us. These are our plans. But to come to the court, I mean, basically for volunteers to have county resources, be used for it, I think you might have gone a little bit ahead of yourself.
I understand, but this is a fundraiser to start that, to
Yeah,
continue
but,
that.
fundraisers can be had, but you're asking the court to consider, waiving the fees, and to who, to waive the fees to you? You're just a private person, so we'd have to waive. I can have a request next meeting, say, well, we're thinking of doing this, Judge and Commissioners, can we waive the fees, cause I wanna do a fundraiser for such and such a.
We already have, I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, no, that's fine,
We
but-
already have like 25 volunteers that are willing to
Well,
help us out.
good, once you
know,
have
we-
your whole apparatus set up, then I think we can, kind of, move forward with these, but to come make a request when basically your intention is there, but, the intent is there, but,
And the funds are not there, that's why we're doing this
And that's what I was gonna ask you,
Yes,
are you guys
true.
getting any funds, the state funds, are you guys getting any grants, anything looking into any of that?
We are, but, so if we cannot get the fee waived, we're asking for at least about $75, which is.
well, I don't know what the normal fee, what's the normal fee for the usage of an
Pavilion,
event?
For the non-department?
At the, pavilion?
Non-profit?
Nonprofits for the pavilion?
Well, this is basically for, this is not a nonprofit, this is just so much?
750.
That's nonprofit?
Well, they're not set up.
Right, but she's, and what's the regular fee, if that's the nonprofit?
No, the regular fee is $750.
Yeah, for non-profit, it's 750.
Oh, but just a regular event?
Regular event.
350.
Okay, $350. So that would be $350.
So, okay.
But then we're gonna have to,
But
for
this is.
everybody that wants to make a bingo for a non-profit or something, we're gonna have to lend it.
No, but this is the pavilion, right?
Yeah,
Okay, the pavilion is $350,
yes,
but you said nonprofit is $750, so that's $50 cents.
yeah. For a quinceañera or a wedding, it's 350.
So basically, it would be for personal use right now.
Okay.
But can you have
Everybody's
bingos?
been calling that they wanna make a bingo.
I don't know if that's even legal to have a
There's a
bingo.
lot of people who have been having them.
Yeah, we've
In
approved
fact,
several
even
bingoes.
the county has rented them out. I have a
Wow.
public records
I mean-
request that I submitted, and the county has been renting for bingos.
We've approved bingos for like, school organizations.
At school? Yeah, school visits. Well, I mean, that's a school, thing.
What did you go to the ministries?
Yeah.
Because, this lady's been coming to Zapata for a while. The Methodist ministries, they pick up all the nonprofit organizations, and you can, if they're not grants, they're donations, they just give you the money.
To get started, I mean, I think your intent, I think could be well served to our community.
So if we don't get the fees, waived, I mean, we will rent the pavilion.
You're asking for the pavilion or the Henry Martinez?
No,
the pavilion.
here.
That's
Oh,
an
here's about,
example.
okay, it's because I saw here, for.
That's a
Henry
different-
Martinez.
Yeah, I mean, you can,
Okay.
as a person, you can rent the pavilion, and what you do with it,
Okay.
as long as you don't
We
destroy
were
it.
just approaching to see if we could get away some help
No,
from the county.
if you're willing to pay, Mr. Peña, it doesn't require court action.
No.
Yes,
As
I
long as you pay
understand,
the
the
bill.
court action was requested
Right.
for the waiving of that.
Exactly. No, I
But if-
understand.
And knew that the court does not think that it should be of help, but then we would just rent it.
Well, the court helps Mary a whole bunch of list of nonprofits. over the
That's
years.
why we want it to be one more that you guys.
Well, I think you need to prove yourself before you can come to the court and
Understood.
request,
Yes, sir.
additional help.
What is it that we need to do to prove ourselves that we want this?
Well, establish a
center?
center on your own.
Okay.
Establish a center and on your own and show the community like, other, nonprofits have shown, especially get your paperwork right. If you're not, you said you submit an application, but you haven't been approved as a nonprofit, I think, that will certainly help.
Yeah.
And you're requesting the date of April 7th?
No, that's a sample of somebody.
Oh, I'm
who
sorry.
said the-
Oh, what date are you requesting?
Requesting the
Yeah.
25th of September, 23rd October, and November 20th.
Well, they'll make it with, Laura and handle
Yeah.
facilities, whatever dates she might have open, but, yeah, so, I think the request of the fee to be waived, I think I need a motion to deny it. I move that we deny, the motion.
I'll second that motion.
Second it, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion denied. 35, to request approval for the use of the back office space in the county building, the clinic building, located at 801 North US Highway 83 as a designated crime victim center.
So
Yes.
we do need a place temporarily while we find another place. So far, the sheriff's office employees are housing the victims in the sheriff's office. We would like to use, I know there's space there that we could
I
probably
thought you were
use.
transferring them to Laredo.
We
We
are,
have to hold them there for a little while before we get, you know.
I think, but I
Yes.
think that's the proper place to hold them.
No, but we
If
have to
they're-
hold on to see if there's space available.
Right.
So
Until you can find a
during
bed
that
for you,
time, we
find
have
a
to
bed.
wait.
Yeah.
If they don't have space available, that's why we wanna start this center here.
Well, I
You
think,
know, because it
the
has
sheriff
happened.
should be making that request. He hasn't, I mean, it's something that the sheriff is needing additional space. That's something that the sheriff needs to come, and certainly we'll be having a new sheriff in 3 months, so certainly if it hasn't been an issue the last 4 years, we'll wait for the new sheriff to request something like that.
Judge and Commissioners, just for the record again, I did attend one of the meetings that they had at Misericordia, what is it called, Misericordia? Well, I was invited to
Casa
one of,
Misericordia.
Casa de Misericordia, I was invited to one of the meetings because I did have a call into my office of a lady that needed shelter. So I really didn't know, I told her to call the sheriff's office, so I called Casa Misericordia and they gave me some pamphlets. And I asked her, so if anybody calls to my office, what do I do? She said, well, just call us, give them a pamphlet, we can go pick them up at any time. So like Ms. Gutierrez just said that she transported one, so I kinda like wanna know, so do they transport them? Because they told me over there that they come and pick them up. Because if you have any
Well, I mean,
calls
the
to your
sheriff's department has
office.
has the
So
vehicles
I
and
did
staff to
attend
do
one
it.
of those meetings, and that's what they said, that if there's anybody that has any crime victims that they need, help, that they can call Casa Misericordia and they will pick them up themselves, right? So just so,
Yes.
and I do have pamphlets there at the office also. to
And
provide
who
to
would
the community.
supervise these, families, if there's a facility
so
available?
between now and the time that a center gets established, we need office space to house them, and it would be the crime victims coordinator or an advocate, for example, the county attorney.
But it's the sheriff's office and the county attorney's office, so that, you know, I mean, you're gonna have to be working with them. I mean, the sheriff department, like you're doing right now, both of your sheriff department, y'all are responsible for that. So when the new sheriff comes in, wherever the sheriff is, I think he can be able to set something up. If he wants to coordinate with a burgeoning center, that's a nonprofit, that'd be great, but currently that's not the situation. And so I don't see how we can offer free space for something that is not even plausible at this point.
Okay, I don't think we're, understanding each other, but understood, we will leave it like that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge, thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
So no action, Judge?
No, okay, no action.
35. We've got some consent items, line item transfers.
Motion to approve, line item transfer 37, 38, 39, and 40. And for the record, Judge, there was a correction on number 39.
Okay.
So instead of 8/1969, it was gonna be 9/1969.
Okay, 9/19.
I'll second that
Correction
motion.
noted. Motion by Commissioner Solis to approve all consent items with that correction, seconded by Commissioner Gatsa. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We've got two more resolution in support of rural law enforcement grant. We got a motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And item number 42, resolution in support of SB 22 rural prosecutor grant.
Motion to approve as presented.
Motion by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Commissioners, can we recess, actually, motion to recess?
Judge, I'll make a motion that we recess for 2 o'clock. Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Motion to recess for 2 o'clock.
Three? Can we do it 3 o'clock? Just 'cause-
3 o'clock, I'll modify the motion here.
It's gonna be
Well,
lunchtime.
motion to recess until 3 o'clock by Commissioner Mendoza, seconded by Commissioner Solis. We'll be back, we'll see you here at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll leave it.
Since you're here.